Discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Fat Nasty Nerd Run-Throughs, and this time we are doing our top 10 favorite games of all time. And this time I have people you have never seen before on my channel, and that's because they suck. They suck, and I don't want them in my channel. Oh, you've seen John. You've seen John before.
The only one that doesn't suck.
The only one that doesn't suck. No, I've been gaming with these guys for how long now? How long have I been gaming with you? Today with Brad.
Yeah.
So that was the first time, but
more than a few months.
3 or 4 months now. So they've all played more games than I have, so this will be interesting. All right, Chad. Oh yeah, Chad, Robert, Chad, John, Brad.
There are too many Chads.
I wish there were more. All right, so that's my guesses. So we're actually going to do an honorable mention. We are cheating technically because it's the top 10, but we have technically top 11. All right, Devin, we're gonna start with you.
All right, my honorable mention is the World of Warcraft adventure game.
I didn't know that was a game.
It is a game.
Yeah.
It is. It's a Fantasy Flight game. It's Corey Knizia is the developer of that. I love adventure games. That's why it's on my list. This one doesn't get. It's an honorable mention because I don't get to play it very often. Because it is a heavy slog game. It's like an all-day game. So that's
I
why
don't recall ever being invited to play that game.
I will totally bring it. So.
I don't recall that ever being in existence.
But it's great. It's got minis. It's got each character has its own like deck of cards. So each character is different. So that's why I have that on my list.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Oh, by the way, you don't have to look at the camera. You can talk to us.
Okay.
It's too photogenic.
Yeah. So it's not small. Like, all right.
So my honorable mention is TI3.
Wow.
And it was a lot higher on my list until I started actually getting things ranked. It fell down due to the fact of it takes so long to play, so long to set up.
I think that's the glory of it, though. Like, there's never a dull moment.
When was the last time you played that game?
I lived in Carthage.
At least 5 years ago since you played it.
That's the last time you played it?
Yeah.
Oh, man, okay.
It's high on mine. It almost made mine, but it's been like 4 years since I played it.
Right. It's just so hard to get to the table.
It really is. You'd have to set like a whole day for it, but damn, it is a good day to play that game. All right, that's a good one. My number 11 is Mechs vs. Minions, and yeah, that game is just so great. Like, it is so good, and the reason why it's not on my list is because I've beaten it. I've played all 10 missions, so it has replayability. You can go back and do it, but you're pretty much going to do the same thing over and over each mission. And I mean, if it starts doing expansions, then I'm excited for it. But I don't even know who that. Riot Games is the one who made it. So that is my number 11.
My honorable mention is a game, despite Wingnuts' arguments to the contrary. That's Dungeons and Dragons, or really, it fits in any RPG. Star Wars, Marvel Superhero, any RPG. I have more fun playing those over the years, and in fact, it was at one point very highly rated on my list. And I'm like, well, I still don't know what they consider game or not, but hours and hours just spent adventuring through our made-up lands of chaos and destruction. So
that
D&D.
The problem with D&D for me is that it relies so heavily on the DM. If you have a bad DM, you're gonna have a bad session.
Yeah.
I was always the DM. So
oh, well, there you go. You're good.
He's very humble.
I was always a good DM, so that's why it's my honorable mention. All right, John.
My 11 was Dungeon Lords.
Okay,
Just
good.
because.
That wasn't my guess for you.
Really?
That's a good no.
CGE Games. It's a beautiful looking game. Gameplay is so solid. It's one of my favorites. It was higher on my list. Yeah.
Did we tie in that one? No, you messed up a rule, and then we did it.
And then I lost by like 3 points.
Yeah. Yay! That one's alright. I mean, I've noticed actually with CGE games, every single turn is you're limited. You have so many options, but it's like you get 3 actions, but there's 20 things to do. You get 3 actions.
Are we allowed to politely disagree with somebody's selection?
You can talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
You can
Okay.
I'm not going to be polite. That game is just covered.
Dungeon Lords was great.
Was?
It is great.
It's probably one of my top 5 worker placement games.
That'd be a good one. I want to play Dungeon Pets. I want to see if that one's any better.
It's
then-
good, but there's a better version of it.
It's completely different, in my opinion.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
I
can't
don't
really.
think the two games are the same.
Okay.
I have
Not at all.
Dungeon Pets.
Okay, because with Dungeon Lords, because I played that with you, and I don't know what it was so just weird. It was such a
That's part of why it didn't get
Weird.
higher on my list, because
You mispronounced boring.
well,
it
I mean,
really takes 2 playthroughs to understand.
Right.
Like the first playthrough is a tutorial game for any new player that plays it, and then it just kind of, there's a moment about 3/4 of the way into the game where it clicks. But by that point,
yeah.
they made so many mistakes that they just
That's like, all
don't
right.
stand a chance
Yeah.
anyway.
You know, I think it leaves the idea that hey, you're going to build a dungeon, which is not most of the game. Like you kind of make it like few tiles, but the rest of it is like the abstract. Here's
Futile is correct.
Fletcher, do you not like the game? Like dungeon?
We played it with John at our failed April extravaganza last year, and we didn't even finish the game.
True.
Did you mess up the rules?
No.
No, I left the rulebook at home.
No, he didn't pull a Fletcher.
All right, Brad.
Everybody else is picking hard games. I picked a filler game by Eagle Griffin Games called Eggs and Empires.
Okay.
That's a good one.
You guys just played that recently, didn't
Yes,
you?
a few of us
Friday.
were in on that. It's kind of my go-to. You can play, it plays up to 6 players, so you can just kind of go out of the game, maybe takes 30 minutes if everybody knows what they're doing, and it's just really simple. And it's the first time you played it.
Yeah, I enjoyed
And
it.
it just is really quick to learn, you
Yeah.
just rock and roll. And
I got my tail handed to me,
Who won?
I did.
Oh,
It was
you
the
did?
first time I ever won the game, as many times as I've played it.
Really?
Okay, here's why I think that's a load of baloney. I suck at this game. I never win. Oh, 9,000 is my final score.
My
You did win by
12-year-old
like
daughter,
40
my
points, didn't
12-year-old
you?
daughter plays the crap out of me.
You did win by like 40 points.
Right.
didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sandbagger.
That's what happened. I mean, he pretty much did that in Netrunner to me earlier. I was like, dude, just end it. Please, like halfway through, I was like, you have 40 credits, please, just end it. I don't need to learn
It's
anymore.
the same decks we used though, so we used Kate.
Oh, nice.
It didn't work.
I with that HP deck, we just kept running it
God.
on.
I did get unlucky though, because we were playing that, and I ran against his deck a lot, and I drew maybe 10 cards total, and only got one agenda, and I'm like,
because they were all in my hand.
good. I'm glad that was the case. All right, so now we're actually going on to the list.
The real deal.
The real thing. No one cares about honorable mentions. Robert, we'll start with you.
Start with me. My number 10 is Spectre Ops.
That game so much.
I enjoy it.
The game is great. It's a 4-page rule book.
It's
That's true.
A fun game that you can sit down. It's very logic thinking. You have to outthink your opponent.
Probably why Seth doesn't like it.
For hit, John, we've beaten you. Probably not. No, for hidden movement games, it would not be my choice. I think it's actually hard, which is, I guess it does do the opposite. It's harder on the person hidden
Yes.
than it is the other people. Because Fear of Dragon Lords from Whitechapel, it's harder on the people searching for the one that's hidden. But man, those powers are just so OP.
But it's great because you can literally break a game of it out, teach somebody in 5 minutes, and then have a game done in 20 minutes.
That's true. That is true.
I wish there were more maps.
I agree. I wish
Yeah.
there was more to it.
Scenarios.
They have announced expansions with new hunters,
Really?
new
But it's been out for 2
hackers.
years
I
now.
understand, and a new map.
It is
The
platinum.
movie-
Well, they got bought out twice.
Right.
They did it right.
They kind of slowed down all their production.
That probably do it.
The map is gorgeous. The board is one
No,
of the most beautiful
yeah.
boards that I've ever put on.
I think they had map tiles that you could arrange.
That'd be cool.
How would you do that with the
hidden sheet?
paper? You'd almost have to make
sure.
an app version of it.
Yeah.
Would be
That'd be
able to
There's
handle
been an app in development for a while.
Really?
I've never
I
played
just,
that one either.
what was the one? The robot that controls the car. I think that one he may be the most OP
The
one.
puppet?
Yeah, he may, because then the other one that's like, that can attack you is like, well, you just avoid that person and don't get shot, but the puppet to be able to move the car and beep out. And it's like, why am I hiding? I'm going to D6. like, there, that's where I'm at now. Because you're going to find me no matter what I do. Yeah, but all right, number 10. My number 10 is Onitama. I love that game. It is so good because I hate chess, and it takes a spin on chess and actually makes it interesting and fun. Versus like you're only limited to six cards technically throughout the whole game.
5 cards.
5. Oh yeah,
Two
because
on
there's
each
one
side,
that you
one in the
swap
middle.
out. Yep. So here's my number 10. I don't know. And I don't know. It's coming out with an expansion with 16 more cards, and the fact that man, it's so smart and it's so quick too. Like
So much strategy in
right.
such a small little package.
It's amazing, and the fact that my last game I played actually, am I kicking you? No, I'm not. My last game I played was like 30 minutes because like the person I was playing with just sat there just thinking, and like I ended up winning. I ended up winning that one, which was awesome. But there are cards that John and I have played. We'll hold on to one card, like what is it, crane or
Crane or crab or
tiger
tiger.
that will hold on to the entire game and never use
Crab
it.
or
We don't-
tiger, I think,
crab.
are two I usually hang on to.
Yes.
Never want to give it to your opponent.
Yep, the last game I had, I held on to crab the entire game and I used it to win. And it's such a solid 2-player game. So that's my number 10.
My number 10 is Baseball Highlights 2045 by Mike Fitzgerald, I think Eagle Games. I love baseball, I love robots, it's a good combination. I like the way that it's,
I thought you made it up.
you ever played it?
That's an awesome game.
No,
Yeah.
it's a fantastic,
Really?
simply 2-player game. It's, the game of baseball is the one athletic activity that has always been the hardest translation for a board game. There's always been like Stratomatic and a lot of sports simulators, but those aren't games that you sit down and play for fun. Those are for serious stat nerds who really can spend hours and hours getting into it. This game distills the very essence of the game and the very actions, etc., going back and forth. You build your team as you go along. You can play through series. It's a cheap game. There's a lot of replayability. It's very, very fun. So, Baseball Highlights 2045.
And there's an app for that as well.
Yeah,
Oh, is
is
there?
there?
Is the app worth it?
Yeah, it's
iPhone
like
app?
$3 or $4.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
And there's tons and tons of, you can get like any team out there. They even have
Really?
international teams, like the starter teams you start with.
Is it like
There's like $4 or $5.
like real players? Like real people?
They're made up, they
Well,
alter some of their names and kind of make
They
them
combine names from the present with the past.
like
You
Lou
have
Roos instead of Lou Gehrig, maybe
Right,
or something like that. You know, they
and,
combine
you
them
know,
too.
Okay.
But there's robot characters, there's humans, and what was the other one? There's cyborg.
natural players, cyborgs, and then robots. It's
Yeah.
What's the difference between a cyborg and a robot?
half human.
Oh, fair enough. You're right.
So
You're right.
you don't like Netrunner because of robots, but you like robot baseball.
Well, Netrunner's not robots.
Do I need to get out of the way?
That's
so
what
you
my whole faction that was today were all robots.
Oh, were they robots?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess they were.
I just wanted to poke you.
They're not
Did they
androids.
play baseball?
Well, there's some baseball.
Maybe.
There's some baseball viruses.
Now I will play.
Not.
I will play Netrunner
Just tell
if
them
there's a
yes, they play
baseball faction.
I'll come up with one.
Make one up. All right, John, number 10.
My number 10 is Concordia by
Okay.
9.99 Games.
Also not my guess. So far I'm on the right track for all of you.
It is. Have you played Concordia?
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Do
that
you have
the
a
new one
negative
that
opinion
looks-
of Concordia?
no, not yet.
Is that one?
Yeah.
Is that the one that's ugly as sin?
The box art is the most hideous thing I've seen since the
Since Assault of the Giants?
what is it, Guildhall?
Guildhall.
Guildhall was terrible box
Right,
art.
right. It's like
Yeah.
the pig.
Yeah.
Concordia with our colorblindness, Chad, might be a quick turnoff for you.
Rage-inducing.
Right.
No,
But
not thank you.
however, the game is a very solid resource management game.
Cool. I've heard great things about
work
it.
not worker placement, kind of area control a little bit with resource management.
Okay.
It is very solid.
Seems right up my alley. Yeah, you keep bringing it.
Basic
we end
deck
up never
building
playing it.
where you're kind of building a card, like a hand of cards that you don't actually have to draw off of. You have your whole hand available to you, and those are the actions you get to take as you play them.
Okay.
And
Okay.
as you buy more powerful versions of them, you get better and better actions.
How heavy is the deck building in that game?
Very light.
Very light.
You'll cycle through your hand 3 or 4 times through the game, and that's it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we need to play that because I've only heard good things.
that's great.
Number 10.
My number 10 is from Gale Force 9, and it is Spartacus, a game of blood and treachery.
Best show in the world. It's not.
That game is just, I mean, the games take forever, but the amount of times I've played it and there's been everybody standing around the table at that last
Shirtless.
battle. You know, not shirtless. Not in
They
my experience.
take
anyway.
the theme seriously.
They actually had to go fight in the dark.
It's just-
Fishnet pants,
And just all the
loincloths.
backstabbing and all that stuff you can do with it. It's incredible.
Okay, now I've owned that game on 2 different occasions.
Yes.
Never played it either time because my other group would not even give it a time of day.
Mhm.
And so I ended up getting rid of it. But everybody who plays it just loves it.
That's
I
what
like
have
it.
all the expansions at home.
The combat
That's awesome.
I
can
like-
end up with one person running from the other in the arena, and it kind of bogs it down a little bit.
That's why you buy the net.
And you trap them, and you're like, you're not running anywhere.
You just can't, you have to have nets in every game, don't you? They're net running in the arena, they're net running in
You're
the
running from nets,
cyberpunk.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
They're-
No, but it's a great game.
That's what John was saying too.
You know,
and the only thing that turns me off is that show is actually awful. Have you ever actually watched
Oh
the
yeah,
show?
I watched all the show, and
I've
what
watched
it
the
is.
dirty
It's just-
parts.
I
play
think
it
that you need to play it with 4 players though.
Oh,
I think
to
if you
make
go
it good.
more than 4, I think it's a long game anyway, but it makes it even longer.
Oh, okay.
If you run with 3 or 4, that way you have the
Nice
backstabbing and stuff.
backstabbing.
It's not,
Gotcha.
if you try it, you can play it 2 players, but I don't recommend it because it's just
Right, because I mean,
Yeah.
you're only going to
It's not
accept
the
the
same
one
game at
person.
that point.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
So, no, it's awesome.
Part of the game is making alliances and betraying.
So you like Spartacus, but you guys don't like Cosmic Encounter for that same reason.
This
I've never
is
played
different.
Cosmic
This is
Encounter.
actually a game.
I'm just bashful.
This is actually a game.
I had a discussion about that game's activities yesterday, and I was like, people use activities as an insult, and whenever it's really not at
I
all.
didn't mean it as an insult.
Should we start talking about lies and stuff again?
That'll be a whole nother episode,
Yeah, right.
whatever this is.
All right, then.
Alright, my number 10 game is Say Bye to the Villains.
Damn it! That was my guess for you.
Little Gem
Oh, yeah.
from AEG. We have a love-hate relationship with this game.
Good luck finding it to buy it.
Amazon.
The reason
13
it's,
there now?
Yeah.
the reason it's on my list is because I don't know if it's the most played game with our group, but it's the game I have contributed that we've played the most, and so that's why I have that as my number 10 favorite game.
It's really good. John and I have actually beaten it.
I've never
I
beaten
don't
it.
believe
John's
it. I don't
and
believe him.
Don't believe it.
No,
We did.
Why would we lie? Like, what would we gain out of that?
I will say though, how many characters did you play? Just 2?
3.
We played
Me, John, and my girlfriend.
Yeah.
We played 3, and I think it's easier with the less people you have.
I do
But
think
then,
so, too.
that.
well, but then the opposite is you have more people to do more things. So I mean, but honestly, I think since you have less cards, I can screw you over.
How many times though have we played it with 5 or 6 and it comes down to one person not finishing?
I don't know how much skill actually plays into defeating that game.
Probably
Because I think you
0.
can play perfectly and still
Still
get
lose.
and still
Well,
lose.
like
Yeah,
the
All
first
the
time we
time.
played
But
it
it's
with
still
the
a
first-
great activity.
it is a super fun activity.
Yes.
Well, the first time we all played it, that was the first night I came to Game Group, and we were
Yeah.
winning every game, and I was like, I'm good luck, and then we played Say Bye, and I'm like, we're gonna win this too, and then Robert drew 1 card and we lost. I'm like, well, I hate Robert forever. That's a good one. All right, number 9. We started with you on 10, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna go with me. My number 9 is Inish. Inish. Inish.
Inish.
I think it's Inish. Oh, was that your guess for me? No. I mean, this is, I guess, a list spoiler. No other Madigo game is on my list because I don't like any other game that they produce.
Suck.
Kid! No. That was my guess. Dang, I was. No, and
We
I
don't have a
actually.
long enough video for that.
For that, yeah, that'd be yeah. Anyway, so the reason Inish is just a fantastic game. My only complaint would be it can go on too long because it's literally a stalemate each, like the whole game. Oh hey, John's gonna win. Let's all group up and stop him from winning.
Cyclades was the same way to me. Somebody gets.
It's Cyclades I like more than Komet, but less than Inish. I don't know.
Somebody starts pulling ahead, jump on them.
That's pretty much it. And then this one, but it's all about timing, I think, of when to be like, okay, now I'm winning.
I love
But
Inish.
the epic trail cards or epic tail cards, where it's like some of them have to be very specific, and it's like I've prevented games or people from winning by having to have those cards, and Production quality is a little but the game itself is just
I've
gorgeous.
heard some people love the artwork on that.
The artwork is fantastic.
Again. Box cover.
But that's the artwork on all the other cards. But if you were to just look at that and be like, what is this? It's like, well, I mean, I like the box art and I like the card art.
Probably never would have picked the box up if I didn't know what the game was before I'd seen it.
I don't blame you, but it is a fantastic game. And I played it. I think it ended up being like my number 3 or 2 in my top 10 games of 2016. So.
Kim will always still be my favorite Madigo.
Have you played Image though?
Yeah.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I have.
You haven't played Raptors yet, though.
Oh, Madigo did that. Okay, Raptors is a really good one. I've heard Captain Sonar is also really good, but you need 8 people.
Sadgo.
And I'll never get
Kim
8 people.
Cyclades in my order.
Anyway, number 9. Kemet's awful, but.
Number 9, Riot Games, Mechs vs. Minions. I'm only 4 the way through, 4 missions through, and I don't have to say a lot about it because I'm sure it's going to be on
someone else's list, probably.
Right. But, just the production quality, of course, is always the thing that makes somebody go, ooh, ah, whenever they first see it.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I do like programmable movement games. I just like the fact that, it's got a kind of cartoon breezy theme. You're just stomping around, squishing minions left and right. And of course, when I've told people about this game, they think, the movie Minions, the little yellow dudes, which isn't. Once you get that past them, the 2 different groups I played it with, both loved it. I really enjoy it. I never get it to the table because I never get anything to the table. But it's a fantastic game, Mechs vs. Minions.
It's crazy, and we'll probably talk about this later whenever John mentions it on his list.
Right.
But I mean, for a company that's never made a board game in the world, they produce one of the best ones. Like the most.
Even if the programming goes completely to hell, you are still having fun running in circles in the corner and laughing all the time.
The one time I had built my guy for complete speed and had a glitch that reversed 2 cards. So basically, one turn, I just did nothing, just blazing back and forth across the board, laughing the whole time. So
one of the best parts is when that happens and you kill like 40 minions. They're all dead now, so that's awesome.
Have you ever played this one yet?
It's good. It's good.
It's right there.
It's right there. They need to make expansions, and it's very easy for them to do.
I really hope they do.
I do too.
You're essentially just going to need new mission sheets and new tiles.
Yeah.
Or be like, hey, here's a new minion, or not a new minion, a new mech,
right?
And it comes with its own mission cards or something like that.
Yeah.
Very easy. Good choice. It was my honorable mention, but I've beaten it. I wonder if it'll go down for you if you actually finish all. I think there's 10 missions.
What is this finishing game?
Like 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready to catch some crap for this one. My number 9 is Mysterium by Asmodee.
I love that game.
Love the game.
I think it's great. Mysterium. Yeah. Okay, I was thinking of the right one.
One person plays the ghost. Everyone else plays the investigators or the psychics.
What do they call it? Medium.
The mediums. And reverse clue.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Pretty much it's yeah. I think it's great. I mean, I don't know who's going to give you hate, Robert.
I dislike the game because it's so open to interpretation.
That's part of why
It's the best part. Yeah.
Of a piece of artwork. And
Well, it's only open to interpret if you don't know the ghost person that well. Because if you get in the mind of their person, be like, I know him.
Well, that's the problem Robert and I run into playing Spectre Rocks
right.
even.
We think
is we
exactly
think
like
so much
strategy.
alike. So whenever we play a card in Mysterium, each of us is over analyzing. Like he must have meant this because of this. And,
Right.
that's there.
And
And we end up over analyzing each other's plays.
Gotcha.
Every
And you're
time
like,
we've done it.
and the real reason is, he just wanted blue.
Wow, I shut it off.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the funny part, and it's aggravating as the ghost player.
Does this guy run high-tech machinery for a job?
I put cardboard in a machine and push a green button.
Yeah. That's,
Okay, find the green button.
No, find the red
It's
button.
off. It's off.
okay, we may get to a discussion later on your list if you put the game I'm thinking of on it.
Alright, my number 9 is from Asmodee and it is Seasons.
Ooh! Top
a
10
pretty
games I hate!
Pretty
Now,
game.
Part of the reason that this is on my list is because my main gaming group is my wife and 2 teenage daughters pretty much. And this was kind of one of the first ones I showed to them, and they really took to it. The whole time manipulation, and then the cards are a lot like Magic in a way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different effects and stuff, but it's just one of those, you know, it's kind of a nice thing to get people started into the.
I loved it for the longest time when I had
Right.
it, and then just, I don't know, something just happened where I just burned out on it.
Did
really
you have the
quick.
expansions?
I had both expansions,
Yeah, yeah.
I just burned out on it so quick, I just ended up trading it off after a while.
I don't like Magic, so it reminded me too much of that. I did like the dice
Yeah, the whole
portion
time
of it.
manipulation.
I did
and,
like that, but I think it was like the pips that you left. So I was basically I was like, okay, well, we're gonna leave. I played it 2 players. That's the only way I played it. I think it's better with more because you don't have it doesn't go as fast. I don't think so. Whenever we were done, I was like, well, it's the next year already, so
Well,
I didn't
and
do
if
anything.
you play with 4 players, I mean, there's some of those cards that you play that will affect. I mean, you'll get benefits from it.
Right, right.
It's everybody around the table.
That's
So that's why, you know, and that'll be kind of a theme with my list, or the games that with my, you know,
Sentimental.
kind of family
okay.
likes as well.
It actually played a lot into my list because
Right.
I've got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old daughter. They're
Mhm.
just starting the board game with me.
Right, right.
So-
I don't have kids, so my list actually makes sense. So it's an actual list. No. All right, then.
All right, my number 9 is another Fantasy Flight game, Runebound.
Which
Which
edition?
one?
I have 3rd edition.
Okay.
Um,
Have you played 2nd edition?
yes.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Descent, and this is in the same setting. It's another adventure game. You know, get to go around. I love games where you have kind of open-ended experience where you can go around and kind of just see what happens. So, and then I'm really excited for the expansion because it's supposed to add a solo mode and a co-op mode. So that's
feel
why
like
that's why it's a
The
little bit
solo
higher
mode
on the
would do
list.
that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, do you say co-op mode as well?
Solo and co-op.
Okay, I think that would fix it. I love 2nd edition because there was that player interaction. Most of it is like everyone doing their own
Second
quest.
edition.
And 2nd edition is like, oh, I can fight you and take items from you if you're doing better. And 3rd edition, they took that away. I think it's a good gateway game for
Just
edition.
hated the little chits where you just toss them and then one rolls off the table and you have to go find
But
it.
then you're just like, all right,
It's only a table with edges.
yeah. That's why you have a friend who's a carpenter and makes tables, and then you sell it and miss it because you sold it. To him, yeah. I needed it to move, and it's God, this thing is heavy. Anyway, but yeah, okay. So is 3rd edition your number 9?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
because that's what I have.
Gotcha. Okay, all right, Robert, number 9.
Number 9 is Eldritch Horror.
Okay, that's a good one. That's good. That's not my guess for you.
I mean, as far as co-op games, and I'm a huge fan of the Lovecraft universe, so
It is a great game.
it's a fun, deductive game.
We did the
We did the review of the
expansion.
Dreamlands expansion. That one is definitely worth getting.
Best expansion for the game.
Based on theme, I'm wondering which one's more thematic between Arkham and Eldritch. I think Arkham is more thematic because of how localized it is.
I think you're right. I enjoy playing Eldritch more due to the
I-
fact that
It's streamlined. and
it's
not like-
streamlined, not 8 million cards.
You're sitting there like, why?
But
why
it will
shuffle
get there.
these?
It's Fantasy Flight. It will get there.
Yeah, they're coming out with another one, another expansion. They just keep pumping them out, and it's like, when are you going to make a different game? When are you going to focus on? They're not. They're going to do Star Wars and H.P. Lovecraft. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, Chad. Number 8.
Number 8, my number 8. I just forgot my number 8. My number
Do you have it
8.
written down?
No, that's a blank sheet of paper. My number 8 is Richard Launius's Defender of the Realms from Eagle Games.
That's a good one.
It's
Very
like
nice.
it's like fantasy pandemic.
Yep.
I enjoy with all the different heroes running around. I just enjoy that whole storyline. I like. It's not a tower defense game, but it's kind of you're just trying to save your little fantasy universe or whatever it is, the kingdom. So I just enjoy it. I've played it several times. I'll solo game it, and it's actually pretty difficult. So
It
Do
is.
you have the hero expansions?
I have a lot of them.
I
have a
think
lot
I
of
have all
them.
the expansions.
About the
as
dragon
well.
expansion?
No,
I
I
have
wanted
that
that
one.
one.
That makes it really, really difficult.
Yeah, I have that one. I have the other boss expansions. Actually, I think I have everything. I even have the standalone Battleground expansion for it and gave it to, or traded it to John, because I was like, it's skirmish, and I don't do skirmish games a whole lot.
It's okay.
Did you play it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
think it was kind of
okay.
like, hey, let's make this because Defenders of the Realm was popular.
It's like smash up rules with.
Really? Oh, it did look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's okay.
Defenders of the Realm was good. It was really good. All right. Number 8.
My number 8 was Mechs vs. Minions.
All right, at least we didn't have to wait too long.
I know. And it would have been higher up on the list, but other stuff's beat it out just because of the replayability factor.
Right. It's a real shame too, actually.
But it is one I'll say I love breaking it out for new people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't mind replaying the old missions when I have new players doing it. And I just let them take charge of who's drafting what and what we need to do. And it's just hilarious and awesome watching them run us into walls and kill nothing.
It can be frustrating though if you're really close to
That's
losing
what
and
I
you're
like
like,
about
I
it.
hate you.
What I like about it is once you have it set up, it's nothing to just restart the scenario again.
That's true. That's true. Have you played it?
Yes.
Okay. You don't own it though.
I do not.
Okay.
He's played mine.
Okay. All right. Don't have to go too much into that one.
Number 8, Fantasy Flight Games Blood Bowl Team Manager. That is, it's out of print now, obviously, since Games Workshop and
They broke up.
Fantasy Flight broke up, but which is sad because I think it would have been awesome for an iPad app.
Yeah,
that
it would
game.
have.
But it's football and it's Warhammer, and we've played it before.
It's
But
great.
I love that game. Just the I mean, it takes the expensive Blood Bowl miniatures game, condense it down to cards, a lot cheaper, a lot easier to play, a lot faster, and you go through a whole season.
Was that
Just
your
in
one?
one
Did you
game.
get all the experience
I have
or
everything.
expansions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Picked up everything from my copy
yeah.
too.
It's
Oh, you have it as well?
it's awesome.
The one thing I don't have for it is that awesome player mat that's like 48
You can
inches.
print it off
by
of
20.
BGG.
You know, yeah, but there's also a neoprene version that some guy
Well,
either had custom made.
You know, you print it off. You have the files on BGG on their deal, and then you go to the deal and you give that file to this company.
Chatty
And they-
what?
No, I'll send you the link because I want to get it too.
Oh man, well if you do, we ought to bundle order that because
Yeah.
I would.
It's longer. You know the Netrunner mats that I usually have. It's a little bit
Okay.
longer.
Uh-huh.
It's like I don't know how 18 by 24 or something like
Okay.
that. But
How
yeah,
old is that game?
it's been out
12,
since
13.
2012.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
Okay.
it's fairly new. I mean it's.
Well, because I just got like the Blood Bowl stuff at the auction,
Yeah.
and I basically opened up and I was like, I don't want to learn this game, and just flipped it
Well,
and
that,
sold
you need to
it.
try. Have you played the card game at all?
No.
This
The
one.
card game is card
It's
game.
so much. It's so
But,
much cooler because it's so much fat. You
It's
play through an entire
better
season.
version.
Okay.
You go through different weeks. You recruit your players to your teams. You have
Okay.
it's deck building, and then you play the Super Bowl. The Blood Bowl is the very last
Yeah.
one.
Area control.
Well, it's got there's different things out in the middle, and you're playing players to it to try to win those prizes. And
Okay.
it's like different.
You pretty much killed it when you said deck building. But
Well, it's not. I don't want to say it's not like where you buy cards like that. It's like you gain a card from
You'll
another
gain
deal.
maybe 4 or 5 cards
Like-
to the entire game.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not.
Okay.
It's very light. It's,
Gotcha,
It's mostly in like a card area control kind of, where you're
Okay.
trying to almost like smash up in a way where
Smash
you're
up.
trying
Okay.
to be the
Be
person with the
strong.
most,
Oh.
the
Be the
strongest
best.
at each
This
place.
is Smash Up only fun.
Right.
Smash Up is great.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
awesome.
great.
Have you ever played it? Probably not. You probably had it. You probably had
He
every
had it.
expansion.
I had every expansion up until like the last year and a half, and then I sold it,
And then, well, yeah, because they
For
released
a
like 6
pittance.
expansions.
which is all it was worth.
All right, then number 8.
All right, my number 8 is an older game, 1989 by Milton Bradley, Hero Quest. This is on my list because this is the first gamer game that I
Hero Quest.
bought when I was a kid. Like my family always played games, but it was like Clue and Monopoly and stuff like that.
Was that the one where you had like the actual
There was
plastic
Dungeon
tiles
Master.
and you?
No,
oh no,
there was
there's
a
a
Dungeon
Hero
Master.
Escape.
That's
what
Hero
it is.
Escape.
Okay.
No one.
This
That'll
is
either.
it's a
Right.
dungeon
Yeah.
crawl but it's
It's awesome.
Oh, I know what you're thinking.
My
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah.
gamer game was my dad bought the Dragonlance board game, where you actually have like the height elevation things, where you flew dragons around the mountain.
that's awesome.
That was amazing. So I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't make
Hero
games like that
Quest is-
anymore because did they actually have like 3 models in that? Not like miniatures, but like doors and stuff.
Oh yeah, the doors and chests.
They don't do that
This was like a
anymore.
3D mountain, and your
And then we-
dragons were
They tried. Oh, go ahead.
There were expansions, weren't there?
Yes.
Well, they
I
had
have
Hero Quest Advanced.
two-
stuff, too.
I never got
I didn't-
advanced, but I have 2 of the expansions. I have 2 copies of Hero Quest and 2 of the expansions.
Have you
Sell-
seen
sell
the
them.
I think it was
Yeah.
like the unboxing of Hero Quest that I do with the giant beard. He does. Oh, it's an unboxing and reboxing of Hero
Oh,
Quest.
no.
I have to send you the link because
Okay.
it's yeah, it's awesome.
I was in 5th
took
grade
him
when I got
2
that.
years
Yeah.
to grow
That
the
was the very
beard.
first game.
Funny enough, actually, my logo has Hero Quest as the background as my logo, and then I was my friend. He made the logo. He just found that, and after I got more into gaming, I'm
My
like,
copy was beat to hell because like I told him, I got it when I was in 5th grade, so I didn't take care of it. So
Oh yeah.
box
Most
Mine,
No,
I
mine
sold,
is
I
not.
sold it like 2 years ago for $180.
Mine is
My
not
box
a
was
good
beat, got
Really?
pieces broken in it. I took, people still want it.
I look back on games. I used to have HeroScape, and I was like, I don't like this. And I return, and now that I'm older, I'm like, I want it so bad, and it's so expensive.
That's how I felt about all my first Star Wars toys and the original
Oh,
metallic
man.
Transformers that would be worth so much.
Right.
We recreated Han Solo's chase through the asteroid field with a 12 gauge. Han didn't make it.
He didn't shoot first.
No.
An alternate timeline.
Yeah.
All right. Number 8.
Number 8 is a game that I'm currently getting to play through. It's Pandemic Legacy.
All right. Good. That's not my. That's not my.
That's what I had.
I couldn't imagine it being your number 1. There's
I
no
had
way.
Cordia for you on number 1.
Really?
As far as Pandemic goes, it's great. The storyline's great. I'm looking forward to playing Season 2 after Gen Con this year.
Yes.
So-
Season 2. Oh, we're gonna be doing a series of that, by the way. Us 3
Cool.
and my girlfriend, so we'll have 4 people.
We're not invited.
You don't like Pandemic. I just made that.
And again, it was a lot higher until, and I don't want to say that I don't like the game,
How
or
far are
it
you
fell
into it?
because it's difficult. August.
Oh.
We lost.
Yeah, but the
Think
game
it needs
is
spoiled.
so situational that you can,
Because there are
kind
times.
of like say bye.
Very
One card, you can have everything planned out like we did last Friday, and
Yeah, we
drew
had.
one card and lost
And it
the
had
game,
one cube already
turn.
on the infection, and we're like, what we lost. We actually would have won, I think, in a couple turns
Yeah.
after that. And I think, do you think that game is difficult because of it's just random? It's a random setup. Like the game itself is only difficult because of that. So it's almost like Ghost Stories. It's very just you draw a card. Oh, it's hard that way. Like it's a faux
I would
difficulty.
agree with that,
Okay.
because you could get a lucky draw to where your cubes are spread out in the beginning,
Yeah.
and you don't have an isolated set
Yeah.
that's going to set off a bunch of chained
Yeah, but
epidemics.
damn, it is so thematic. It
Or
is
chained
it's
outbreaks,
so
sorry.
good. Now, do you think it will stay on your list after you beat it?
I have every intention of playing season 1 again.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you
know,
go.
I don't think the replayability is going to be gone just because I finished it.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm still having a good time. John and I have beaten
Being
it.
the third time I've.
Third time. Second time for me. Now, obviously, the surprise factor and everything is gone. But there were, whenever we got to August, I was like, oh, I'd forgotten that.
Yeah,
So
it
it was still kind of there. It's interesting to see a different color.
What are these colors?
All right, so my number 8, after discussion in our group chat, actually made my list is Above and Below. And when I first played it, I thought it was going to make my list. And yeah, get it out. It's Above and Below. I have the kicks. I actually have a signed copy of by Ryan Lockett. It's better than yours. So I'll edit that out. I don't want them to see that plebeian version. No, and I have the Kickstarter stuff for. I think I traded some games I hated.
That's the school teacher version.
You know, honestly, because I've played all of his games.
For the above part.
8-Minute Empire I've played. I've played City of Iron. I really don't like any of. No, 8-Minute Empire I like, but his other games I don't really for except for that one. I think the story element is there and how quick it plays. I played it like 3 times in a row just of how
Did you
fast.
back near and far?
Oh yeah.
Here at Fargo,
Oh yeah.
we're like 2 or 3 weeks away.
I know. I can't wait.
I'm super
so
excited.
excited for it. And it's just a fantastic. I just spit all over you. I'm sorry. It's a fantastic game. I think it's really really good. I don't think it'd be on my list if it didn't have the story, the storybook on it though. Oh, Islebound is another one that I've played that it was okay, but Above and Below beats them all.
Above and Below was way better.
The one part about Above and Below, I wish that it gave more of a conclusion wrap up for your adventure stories. Instead of just saying, oh, you explored, here's a fish.
That's a good point.
Tell me, how did I get the fish?
And then Islebound is missing the story element.
Right.
That's why I think Above and Below is better.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if Islebound had that story booklet, I think Islebound I would like it more because of that pirate kind of area. City of Iron, I felt was more like you should have gone the military route to do a good job. Otherwise, you're playing a game to stop the person from winning if they go military. So a little unbalanced, but I mean, their production and artwork is fantastic. I think Ryan does all of his own artwork, and it's amazing. So, number 8, Above and Below. All right, John, you're on 7.
My number 7 is Aeon's End.
Not my choice for you, but that's a good one.
It's one of the best deck builders I've ever played, and I've played pretty much all of them. And it's the absolute best cooperative deck builder I've ever played.
Do you think it's better than Arkham Horror? Do you like it, the LCG? Because that's a deck builder.
Arkham LCG?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess that technically is a deck builder, but I really don't put that in the same category as
build
this.
your deck before you play the game.
Right. This one you're building as you play.
That's true. Yeah.
Is it better than Dominion?
It is so much better than Dominion.
How many games have we actually won? I think every time you and I played, we've won. We've won it. Man,
but we've had to scratch those victories.
Yeah, we're like, oh my god.
We've come down to 1 or 2 turns of losing.
Yeah.
I have it, but I don't play it yet.
It is amazing.
So good. And
the new update with the art is going to make it that much better.
Did you back that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I did too, and that's coming out in a couple months too, I think.
And it lost replayability for me though. After you play one boss, I don't want to play it again. So you've only
That's actually funny enough. Yeah, we've never repeated a boss. It's always been a different one.
So there's what, 6 or 8 of them now.
But you've got different. What are they called? Spellcasters or whatever.
Yeah, the different
spellweavers.
Sure.
I mean, really, I don't remember what they're called. I don't remember what they're called.
I don't remember either.
The heroes.
Yeah, the heroes.
Okay, but yeah, if you play with a different mix and match,
or the different setup of cards you can buy.
Right.
It's actually
there is a lot of variability to it.
I think that was the first deck builder we played that I actually liked, and I went out and bought it because it's so good.
I haven't got to play it yet.
It's
you're missing out big time. That's great.
And then that's a game where it's not a situational thing on why it's difficult. I mean, every card that the enemy plays sucks. It's not like Pandemic where you draw and you're like, thank God it's that one versus, oh
this
no.
One is like, oh God, this one, oh no, not this one, and yeah, every one of them's terrible.
You're gonna have a bad. It's like playing Bloodborne or Dark Souls. You're gonna have a bad time while you're playing, but afterwards, you're like, that was fantastic because we're all sadists at heart.
Right.
So
that is kind of a good way to describe that one. Is it's extremely difficult, and you're just getting beat down the whole time you're playing, but it doesn't feel completely hopeless at the same time.
Do you think
it's not a game you win? It's a game you survive.
Yeah. Do you think that because there's 2 victory conditions, survive his deck or kill him? Which do you think is more likely to happen?
You're more likely to kill him.
Really? I think you're more likely to survive the deck.
I think it depends on which
guy you're
going
after.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, it's great.
I've always had an easier time trying to kill the villain than trying to survive the villain, just because the cards get so much worse when you hit the 3rd tier cards.
That's true. That's true.
Those 3rd tier cards take a lot of struggle to survive.
There was one that we played where they had the minions, the queen or whatever, and she just had all those minions that
those
you
husks
had to you had to damage them to the end.
The husk queen, yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad time.
Yeah, that was a bad time.
All right, Brian, number 7.
All right, 7 is from AEG, and it is Smash Up.
Yeah!
Now this was another one of those that when I was trying to convert my wife into being a gamer, that I jumped into with the core set, and she liked it. So then now I have everything. The big box. I just ordered the last one with the rock stars and the teddy bears.
Do you have the one with the twister and the sharks, and you can do Sharknado?
I just like it because it's infinite possibilities of what you can be.
Yeah, I just hate how wildly unbalanced it can be with certain combinations.
I don't do the Munchkin. That's probably my least favorite.
I have it,
one.
but we've never used the Munchkin.
It's probably their worst one, unless you're only doing that.
As long as
one.
I get zombies, I can get zombies with whatever.
I did zombies and wizards, and that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Disagree.
I start
They don't
bleeding.
have the old people in their Chad, so that's probably why you don't like it, right?
Yeah.
No, they do have old people.
Yeah,
Granny.
that's the one that just came out.
My generation is ignored. You little bastard.
They're probably gonna do millennials next, and it's just trophy cards.
That's funny.
You get 1 point for playing this card.
You win! Yay!
That's funny.
No, there's a faction that does that. It's the alien faction. You basically get a VP for playing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hate this.
You know, I love the mixing and matching of the different things. For me, though, it was, controlling all the different locations, it was very fiddly to try to keep track of constantly adding, subtracting, adding. And I've seen custom mats that you can put around it where people will put the little colored, it could be a button, it could be anything that just designates what the current power level is at each one. And also, though, that game, downtime can be a frickin' murder for that game. It just...
For how simple the cards are.
There's a lot
One
of
or two
strategy.
sentences. I've seen people freeze more on that little game
And
than
I-
some other.
Can't stand downtime. The last time I played that game was at a Game of Palooza 2 years ago. I played the game lasted 2 hours. It was ridiculous.
It should
to
never
do.
last
Well,
that long.
It shouldn't, and I sold it the next day to one of the guys.
I don't blame you after that.
There are certain factions that will take a lot longer though too. Like if you play the robots, there's so much math with the robots.
Robots have a lot of math.
And when you play the wizards, you're constantly playing
Drawing and playing cards
events.
and
I mean, so there's more
yeah.
stuff. If you play, there's certain factions that if you get those, then
Yeah.
it doesn't.
I've almost bought the game again several times. Mass Drop always has the big set of almost
Yeah.
everything.
He has everything and I have everything.
Yeah,
so there's no
I mean,
reason for you to know.
I-
Your kids
know.
will like it.
Well, if he
I
buys
know.
it, he can sell it to me later.
There's no reason for you though, Nick. 'Cause we bought what do you think the perfect number for that game is?
3.
Really? See, I played it with 3 and I didn't
Zero.
like it. 0.
I think
1.
4 is too long. 3.
4 was a little. I mean, which I play it with 4 more.
Yeah.
But playing it with 3, especially if everybody knows what they're doing,
Yeah.
that way you can't.
See,
Odd number works best on that game, I think,
Yeah.
because you don't have
Because
to.
I've done a run through for it, and I was zombie wizards, Cat was ghost fairies, and then I had robot kittens and steampunk pirates. And go ahead.
Do you pick your factions or randomly select?
I actually have an app that
Randomly
it's
select?
and so I have no one gets to
snake
choose.
draft. So we rolled as you in the order of choice, and then
all 40 something of them.
4
though?
people. Like because they'll have the plastic dividers and stuff.
Yeah,
so
you-
whoever's first will pick first, and then they'll pick last.
Do you find
So
people
do-
just doing the same things?
That's
We
why I
have-
don't like.
We have our
drafting.
own family rule, because I box top on that game. I write on the inside of the
Oh
box
yeah,
top.
so you
We
can't
look
pick
what
like
we've
what you
been.
did the last
So
time?
we do something different.
Okay,
That's
that's
okay,
cool.
that's a good
That's
idea.
fine.
Because
Everything
that was my
gets
problem
played.
with drafting is if you're an
It's-
experienced player, it's like, yo, you guys have never played? I'm gonna grab these two.
Right.
And you
Right.
know it's gonna work. And they're like,
Nobody touches we can't be something that somebody else was.
oh,
So
okay.
they reset
So you always do
after
something different.
Okay.
every faction's done.
That's a good idea.
So that way
Okay, now I kind of want to play
somebody
this game again.
picked.
See, and yeah, we can either do that or like, cause I have all 40 factions on the app and this is randomly generated
Right.
and that you get what you get. And my favorite one is actually the Cthulhu. I love the Cthulhu one.
Yeah.
You just drop madness in there.
That's
so
weird because you're the only person I've heard who
I don't
liked
I don't
Really?
care for it as much.
It's I have had a bad time where there's another faction in that same expansion that basically
Fisherman
it
or-
just nulls the madness cards. It's
Yeah.
like get rid of madness, and I'm like, well, crap, my deck sucks now.
So is the app out for that yet? Like
I don't
the
think
game? Because I know they released it on Steam for the computer. I don't know if it's not
I
iOS
didn't know
yet.
they were making it a game.
Yeah,
So
no, it's on. Like I said, it's on Steam right now.
Okay.
Like the first few factions, but they've been saying since the game came out, there was a
Right.
flyer that saying app coming soon or something like that, and
interesting.
they're working on it right now.
See, I think you'd probably like the app more because
Yeah,
it'd be
I
more
think I
it'd be
would.
more condensed.
Yeah, we
and
probably
you're
do
like,
all the math itself. It probably puts a number
Yeah.
around each deal, but
that's a good choice. I like it. What's your favorite faction before?
zombies,
Oh, you said that. That's right.
always
That's right.
zombies if I had a choice.
They're fun. Den.
Alright,
Around 7.
mine,
Yeah.
right, 7?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay, my number 7 is appropriately 7 Wonders.
Did not on
for
purpose.
repos. Maybe. So this is my family's most played game. My wife, my son, my daughter, and this is one that I really like. Once everyone knows how it plays, it plays real fast. It's a lot of fun, and so it's also the first game that I ever traded for, where I did a math trade, and so that kind of opened like a whole new avenue of games for me. So a little nostalgia there. So
do you have all the expansions?
Yes.
Or do you like all the expansions? It was Leader, Cities, and Babel. I
I've-
thought Babel was too much.
I've not actually played Babel.
I only play with the Babel part. I don't play with the big cards and the Babel.
Oh
just
yeah,
where you build the tower.
the laws.
That's because it affects everybody.
Right.
Well,
That's
I like
what
the
it is.
app for scoring, and it has not been updated to support Babel yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll tell you.
And I don't know if it will.
Online, I just saw yesterday in an email that July 7th of this year is apparently when the app's coming out, the game on iOS.
Well, they have an app that actually scores
Oh yeah,
everything,
yeah,
which
that
is
too.
great.
It takes me longer to sit there and type all the numbers in than just to figure it out.
My
'cause
brother
I have the science
hates
figuring
the
it down.
game.
Does he
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
The only reason I can think anyone hating that game is they don't understand.
There's no downtime. There's no downtime.
There is
Why
no
do you hate it?
downtime.
There's no downtime?
There's no
It's
downtime.
dry as
There is
sand. I love the mechanics. I love everybody picking at the same time, but it just.
one of my favorite things is it's not like you don't intentionally screw over other people. It's like I think 4 is a perfect number for that game.
Yeah.
Because it's like play it with 7. It's like, well, I don't care what you're doing over there because like the only thing that matters is. But it's like, oh, you have resources. Yeah, here's a little bit of money. I'll take that. I think that's brilliant. Instead of someone just happening to get all the wood cards and they're like, I have all
When
the
you play
wood.
with 7, you don't actually have a chance to get any of those cards you bypass the first time, right?
It adds a
And-
bunch of cards in though too. So I mean,
Right, but even
Yeah.
so though, I think with 7 players, which does play super fast, you can be at a disadvantage by not having access to the same level of
Resources.
great cards that,
4 cards.
right, and I don't know, I had it, played it a lot, and just,
Well, I played it a couple times, but I preferred the Seven Wonders Duel over.
that's why I was getting ready to ask you if you kind of pair that in with this in a way.
I've never played Duel.
I haven't.
Don't bother.
I love
Pantheon expansion balances.
I've
the
heard it
issue
balances
you
it.
have.
Well, I mean,
Pantheon expansion.
so Seven Wonders
Yeah, really
Duel,
good.
I understand why everyone likes it. My problem is my girlfriend was playing and all she did was she would be like, what do you need, military? Grab it and then just toss it and just get money, which is a valid strategy. I totally, but the fact you can do it is not, to me, you're not really playing, you're not building your empire, you're just
You're
like,
just gainsaying what the other
Well,
person.
yeah, it's
Well,
all
I
like,
think the
I'm not
Pantheon-
having fun.
The Pantheon expansion
It
fixes that
it.
because there's tokens that come out on the designs that you want to get.
Okay, so maybe I'll have to try it with that,
It's-
and,
it's
and then
excellent.
probably take it off my
Yeah.
top 10 games I hate. Have you played with 2? Seven Wonders?
No.
Okay, I've heard everyone hates it with 2.
Don't even try it.
I like it because basically
Yeah.
all it does is it makes a neutral player, and so you whenever you're choosing, you get an extra card, so you choose for yourself and you choose for them. So everyone benefits from that neutral wonder, the neutral area. I wouldn't, always play with 2, but I think it's a good 2-player game as well.
I just don't get an opportunity to play 2-player games.
Yeah.
Hardly
Right.
ever.
That's a good one. I like some. It
I
just
like
never
it
comes
because
to
it,
the table.
it goes, the play count can go up.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a game that fast that goes 7 players, too. I mean, because one of my
Yeah.
game groups was constantly running 7, 8 players, and
And-
how many games cover that?
Exactly.
Just,
New Angeles.
Yes. This was back in the day.
Hades in the mouth. That's on your list.
It's my number 1.
It was a tie between that and Assault of the Giants. Robert, number 7.
Number 7. We have to get very specific for number 7.
Because it's 8 games. What?
It's Descent, 2nd edition, with the app.
Okay, alright.
I haven't got to play with the app yet.
I haven't either.
If you're going to play co-op and take out the overlord thought process of a human player, because they don't really have the GM or DM control as you would in a D&D scenario.
Right.
But having the app run it and it being a co-op adventure game, I think is fantastic.
So would you say that game with the app kills his Dungeons and Dragons choice?
No,
You've never played an RPG, is that right?
Right.
Yeah, oh no, totally different.
Well,
I mean, I played
completely
versions,
different.
not like the whole cheesy DM.
Right. Well, that's the difference between the game and the activity.
Right.
Right. Well, I think D&D's an activity, but I mean, that doesn't disqualify it.
I think it's a different realm of gaming completely as far as tabletop RPGs. I mean, when I'm playing Descent,
When you play Descent, you play to win the scenario.
Right.
When you play D&D, you're playing for the experience.
Oh, but if you lose the scenario, because it's broken up into two parts, if you lose the first one as the heroes, you're going to lose the second one. That was my experience anyway.
it makes it more difficult.
Yeah. That was actually my very first game like this, and having no knowledge, I played the Overlord, and I thought it was so unbalanced. I think the Overlord is
so
like
much more.
First edition was my first gamer game. John brought it over when him and I met. And,
is it
he
better?
played the Overlord, and
it was a little more clunky.
But the experience.
Right.
It was more clunky, I will say that. And the second edition did smooth the rules out better, but the overall experience was so much better.
Right. And maybe it's because my imagination isn't as good as some people, but I would rather play that than a pen and paper RPG.
Oh, see,
polar I think that's a good point. I mean, my imagination is really good, so I can imagine everything in D&D.
I like to role play and speak.
Right,
And of course, I do shows and all sorts of stuff like that. So maybe that does. And I speak all day, every day for a living. So I like the.
Like seriously.
He likes repetition.
That's how Brad works.
Oh, shit, I have kids.
Billy, quit stabbing your sister.
I think with Descent, though, I think the app would make me like it more because it is fully cooperative. What they need to do is release the Star Wars app. Like, because I still have that.
I will rush out and buy everything.
Right.
And when that came out, I bought it, and John and I sat down and played it, and we played a skirmish of it, and I hated it.
Yeah, you don't play it for the skirmish. Play for the story.
I hated it.
I've heard the skirmish is good, though. But Imperial Assault I thought was better, and it's a quick change. Is in Descent, it's all the heroes go, then the Overlord goes. In Imperial Assault, you take turns based off initiative. I thought that balanced the game out immediately.
Well, and the Descent app changes it to be like that.
Oh, does it?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
And I think that's the fix it needed, because if you lose it, it's understandable that the second part is harder, but it's like, okay, well, hey, Overlord won. In my experience, Overlord won again and again and again, and heroes are like, why the hell are we even playing? Like, we can't do anything.
That's how first edition was. Is as you played it through, it would get It would get very unbalanced.
Okay. That's good.
But I think the first edition was cited more towards the heroes, honestly, than the Overlord.
Really?
I think that's kind of why they overcompensated in the second edition.
I'd agree with that.
And didn't think it through. All right. So my number 7 is Twilight Imperium, which is funny because it was my number 3 last time I did this list, so it dropped a whole lot, and mainly because it's been so long. I played more recent, probably a year ago was the last time I played, but to have that type of game, and it's like a year, really, it's like, why do I still have it at that point? Because I've gotten rid of games when I have, but that one is just like, if I did a top 10 gaming experiences, it would definitely have to be on.
Do you have the expansions?
I have all the expansions. I play with all the expansions. And funny enough, this is where I want to do a discussion maybe with all of you is, at what point do you like not bring out a game for new players? I brought this on, 2 of the players were new, and
Holy crap.
I think it's the way you teach it. No, I mean, if you're not simple-minded, then it's
I think there's just way too much that goes on in that game for.
You don't unload every single additional thing from every.
Paper lock for a new player.
Right.
It's just.
And I don't know if I will ever play that game again with the random exploration tokens.
I love those.
Hate
I
them.
never
Hate
will.
them.
I love those.
Hate them. My
played
buddy,
this game?
here's gifts and
I haven't either.
shit.
TI3?
You never
I've
played
never touched
Twilight
it.
Imperium
Oh, man.
3?
I've always
Okay.
been intimidated by people
Yeah.
saying it's like 6-hour
There-
games. and
there
it's-
are-
Scary.
Well,
I'll
it's
bring my
probably
copy one of
4.
these
You
times
could probably
for
get
you.
a good game out in 4.
I have 2
but-
Husky boxes.
But-
You know the thing I had the others in?
Mhm.
2 of those overloaded with components.
See, that's too many.
but I like playing it with the maximum player count. I love that. But John and I have discussed this forever ago, like whenever we first started playing. There's 2 different ways to play TI3. You play to win, which is by getting the objectives, or you play just to do whatever you want and basically turn it to intergalactic risk which is the more fun thing to do, but that's what takes forever.
Yeah.
Nobody goes for the victory points. There's certain objectives that give you victory points. You play
That's why-
8 for a long
Right.
game,
And
10 for a long
And
game.
I've
14
never
for a
won.
long.
I've never even
No,
been
10 for a
close.
short game, 14.
Okay, so you played
Right,
at 10.
I like doing all the fun things you can do. It never wins.
Here's the thing, with the objectives though, they don't give you a lot of points, first of all. And so while you're trying to do your objectives, you're doing the risk thing of everyone trying to stop you. And
So fun.
you get rid of that stupid base set 8 one where it's like, I got this, I get
Right.
a point. I'm not playing, but hey, you guys, I mean, you want to play the game, I don't, so I'm just going to keep getting this 8 one. And the extensions remove that, so.
All the political aspect
I
of it
love
is
that.
so awesome. But you know, it is. It's
The
you gotta
political
dedicate-
thing literally changes rules of the game, and everybody gets to vote on it based off how much
Planets
population,
they have.
how much influence they have off their planet's populations.
And there's factions that are heavily influenced. The Turtle faction is my
Yeah.
favorite one because
They
they're
have-
so heavily involved in
One
politics.
of the expansions adds diplomats, so you have better diplomats than others, and you can send like assassins to go kill other people's diplomats.
Those
and
are
stuff.
fun. They had the special fighters in the extension.
So
I don't
crazy.
like those. They had the technology, so you have a technology tree and stuff you can build. It is a fantastic game,
I
but
want to try something.
not. I mean, it would literally have to be a whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
And that's why.
We
Yeah,
did. We
like
started
just
at
one.
my last. Yeah, started at last time. We started at noon, ended at 8, but we took a lunch break or a dinner break, so 6 hours. And 2 of the people were new, but they've played board games before. They're in my videos more
You
often
do have a
than
good
not.
table to play on now.
And it will fit on this. I have played it on this table, and you have room to spare. But it is just so good. It is a fantastic game.
My number 7, Castles of Mad King Ludwig, Ted
Never
Alspach, Bezier
played it.
Games. Love
Great
that
game.
game. I like games where you build things. I like it that you build silly things, and it doesn't have to make any rhyme or reason. When I play, I always buy the throne room. Even if it makes no sense, I will buy a throne room because I want a throne.
Oh,
I
your
will
castle?
always buy the pumpkin patch. It makes no sense. Now, I play the iOS version of it way more than
Is that worth getting? Oh, you just said. you
yeah,
play
the
way
one
more.
thing you can't do on it though is there's no online component. You can play pass and play and
Okay.
against 3 AI opponents, but there's no like game center version of it.
Because the game focuses on negotiation, right? Well, not negotiation, but bidding.
It's
Right.
price setting.
Right,
is what it
price
is.
setting.
Do you think the game gets over too quickly?
Yes, I want to play with everything, and often if I'm playing the actual version, we just play until everything's done.
Well, see, and that's the thing, because whenever I've played it, because I have it, and I haven't played the what's
Secrets.
Secrets
I
expansion.
have that.
I haven't played it with that yet, but it seems like anytime I've played it, like you got this cool thing, and it's like it just the game's over.
I
You know,
know,
it's like I wanted to play like maybe 2 more rounds.
but
you know,
I
or
play
something
a
like that.
theme. I'll have houses with like no rooms, no sleeping or quarters at all. But I've got like the bowling alley next
Yeah.
to the theater, next to the scullery.
Wait, there's really
next
a
to-
bowling alley?
Oh yes,
Well,
it's
it took
like
out-
9 pins or 10 pins.
And
Oh,
it
That's what
took
it
out
originally
because
called.
Suburbia was one that I had, and then after that came out,
I got rid of Suburbia.
Yeah, Suburbia. I still have it. I want to get rid
Castles
of it.
completely murders Suburbia for me too.
But I just
I've
like
never played Castles.
build stuff.
It does sound fun, but it was very. I think if you were to look at it, you'd be like, no, like it doesn't look that appealing.
I take a picture of
Yeah.
every castle I
Do you
have.
really?
Oh yeah.
I bet after
When
you're
I'm
done,
Yeah,
you're like, oh, this-
everyone.
but
I've
if I were
got a
to-
whole collection of pictures of my, and they all have a throne.
It was in the auction.
All right, let's.
and I didn't get it. All right, John. You started at 7,
So I'm at 6. All right, this is a cool mini or not game. I spent way too much money on it over the years. It's Arcadia Quest.
John, how do you like
It's
Arcadia?
It's still fun.
it's one of those games that well, my family loves it. Obviously, I have 3 campaigns going all at once right now with different people. Whenever I can get people together.
Do you have all the stuff?
I have
For,
everything.
oh yeah, you said you
Yeah,
spent a bunch
yeah,
of money on it.
Just got the Inferno stuff, haven't really got messed with it yet because we're still going through the Beyond the Grave and that stuff. I love the game so much that I spent, $120 and bought a Mass Mora Kickstarter just so I could have all those
All
heroes
that
into
stuff.
Arcadia
Did
Quest.
they incorporate
and
into
stuff.
Arcadia
Yeah, 'cause
Quest?
there's Arcadia Quest cards. All the
that's
minis
cool.
from that go into...
And vice versa. All the arcade
Yeah,
Quest
and then
minis
you
are
go
used
into
in
that.
that.
That's
Which,
cool.
that's a whole nother story, but anyway, it's so it's so the kids like, you know, it's not serious.
I did learn if you take it seriously, you're gonna have bad
Plus,
time.
it's not, you know, the same kind of dungeon. You know, everybody's a team going in together and doing stuff. It's you're against everybody else. One of the objectives you always have to do is have at least one player kill.
Yep.
You know, so.
Yeah.
You know, that's always the first thing I do is I go and kill somebody. That way I can worry about the other stuff later. You know, it's.
But then if you worry about the other stuff later, you miss
I mean,
the rewards
Well,
and the,
I went
the titles.
Well, and I went and bought. I have all the wooden inserts and everything for it from
Okay.
whatever Go 7 Gaming or whatever. And so everything's nicely sorted out. Everything's nice and it's just hours and hours and hours of fun. I'm still haven't even scratched the surface.
I did a campaign for that, the base game,
Yeah.
the 6 missions, and everyone else hated it. And I mean, we were having it was actually just bad time based on die rolls and stuff like that. You can have the best, you know, guild and just get hosed over by dice, but dice happen.
Right.
So my problem was it was fine, and it was actually fun until the very last one. And without ruining anything, it was basically board setup made, you know, 2 guilds to constantly fight each other and then
Right.
never actually do. So it just drew that last mission out. We were like, come on, just. But I did really like the guild building
Yeah.
that.
Well, I like the Beyond the Grave expansion.
Haven't done
too.
that one.
That was really
We were doing Inferno, and I'm surprised John still has it because he was doing so bad.
It was one bad character pick. It was a dumb character pick for my guild, and that one character was like the weak link that he went after every time.
Every time.
Do you draft characters or pick?
Whenever we start a campaign out, I give everybody, I put all the pile shuffle up, give everybody 4. And then you pick 3 of the 4.
Really? Okay, we drafted, and my picks were, I loved my people.
Yeah.
And then there were Angels in the Inferno.
Yeah.
Which you just happen to find every one of them on a random tile.
No, one of
somehow.
them you had to kill a guy to do, which I did.
Well, I
No, that's stupid because that can swing a game. Is one of the objectives
Biggest powerful. Yeah.
is like find the angel, and it's just a tile. And I moved over, and I'm like, hey, I found him, I win. It's
Well,
like,
and
what
the only
heck?
reason I do that is because I have played it a lot more than the other people in the other campaigns I'm with.
Mhm.
So if you just, everybody gets 4 cards.
Oh yeah.
You know, because every character in there, no matter if they're, and I haven't messed with the Inferno ones as much, so I don't know, but in the base game and the Beyond the Grave, every character has a mission that they're going to
Shine
excel
in.
at.
Yeah.
You know, like they may suck at this one when they're trying to take out the Hammer Beastman, but
Yeah.
then there's one where you need that cloak and dagger where they're flying through unseen.
Right.
That, you know, so every mission
Just
has
don't mess
somebody.
with Mercury and the Inferno set.
Yes.
Just throw her mini in the trash.
Best one. Actually, I looked it up because in the base game they had a character named Seth, and I
Who
got
would have
him.
guessed that's the best character? You know.
He is, because when he rolls, he does magic attacks, they don't get to roll defense.
Yeah, they don't.
And whenever he gets all these magic cards, it's like, I'm rolling 10 dice. He died.
Yeah.
You don't get to roll defense, he's dead.
Yep.
And I looked it up, I was like, really? He seems like the best one in the whole game, and people pulled him out of drafts.
Really?
When they're playing.
So I've never seen him as overpowered. The one I've always had that's overpowered was the Barbarian, like the Conan character. I try to get him whenever I can Grom, I think.
Yep, that's
Because whenever he gets wounded, then he adds an extra die to anything.
He's
His
good,
defense rolls
and you-
offense,
and you
so I'm-
bump
you
him
get-
up with
You get
health.
all that crap, and
Yeah.
you just roll
Wisp
fistfuls.
is
of
really
dice.
good,
Yeah.
because
So, you know, but that's another just like with Smash Up. You know, there's so many options that games ultimately. I mean, you can do the same campaign so many times because there's so many different
Different
things that
people.
you can do. So.
Alright then, what are we on, 6?
6.
Six.
My number 6 favorite game is Fortune and Glory, the cliffhanger game. This is a Flying Frog production.
It's a good one.
The only reason it's not higher is because I hardly ever get this to the table. But it's so much fun. It's a pulp adventure setting, and it's another one of those where you kind of
Nazi submarine
With the Dobermans in the
Yeah.
Doberman.
It's Indiana Jones the game.
yeah, basically. Yeah, you can fight Nazis, fight gangsters, run around, and just do whatever you want.
Chad likes Nazis, apparently. There's a Nazi flag up there.
I have a story about that.
But yeah, so.
I bet.
I wanted to be a Nazi when I was growing up.
Sorry.
Oh, no, yeah, that's pretty much it. The setting and the game.
It's a
lot
great
of
game.
fun.
It's I hate roll to move games, and Flying Frog does that with every one of theirs.
They
but
do,
it's still
actually.
so much. That's one of their best ones.
I think the rule book is atrocious.
Yeah,
It is in my
it's
top
great.
10 worst rule books.
Every one of their rule books needs some
Yeah.
work.
Do you like the the non-art, like
Yes.
you do? Okay, I think
Yeah.
it's a niche, and they keep going with it. I think it's fine.
That's one
I love how
wanna
corny
play
it
that.
is.
I never
What would
played
make it fun is making your own, just photoshopping that whole board in your own face.
Oh.
Really, make your own
That's
people.
true.
They
your
really
own
should have their own
characters.
character creator online. That could be like a little appeal to their game if they
That'd
did
be
that
cool.
properly.
That
That'd
would
be
be
really
awesome.
cool.
And if you're looking for it, they just said that the next printing is getting ready to come out here in a month or two.
Are they doing another one?
It's been out
I've never been
Yeah.
able to find
It's
it.
about-
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
the
be out in 2 months. They said it's on
Expansions were
boats
hard
right
to
now.
find for a long time.
Yeah,
I think
I have all the
everything is-
expansions.
You
They
go
have
to
like
Flight
a
Club,
Club
you can-
2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but same reason I never get it to the table because I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't want to learn how to play that again because I've forgotten. I don't want to read the rule book. That's a good one though. The cliffhangers are the best parts. They're so
Yeah.
funny and fun. All right, Robert.
Number 6. My number 6 is probably the most variable game that I've ever played. Is Betrayal at House on the Haunted Hill.
Actually, it's Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Is it? Oh, we suck. We don't know. We don't know.
They're both wrong.
I call this game Betrayal, and that's it, and then
Yeah.
it comes to the
Yeah,
table.
that's what I would call it too.
But, I mean, tile building to explore your own haunted house, and then depending on when the in-game condition is set, is...
I hate to love it. I love it, but I hate it at the same
love
time.
it.
Every
It is
game is
fantastic.
different.
It is. It is. What? Do you have the expansion for it? The Widow's Walk.
Denton has
Yeah.
a copy of it. And that's
So you have
the one I play.
100 Hans, and they're all radically different. One of them was like, "Hey, get treasure." I was like, "What?" There was another one. The new one was about clowns, and because I did a run through for that one. That's a really good one. I really like it.
Yeah,
Well,
some
thanks for the
of the
spoiler.
Yeah. I mean, you could easily read it.
yeah, some of the haunts are better, or I guess more fun than the others.
Mhm.
But
Agreed.
I love the mechanic on how you determine the haunt.
Yeah.
think
What to
that's-
set off the in-game
Based
for
on the omen
omens.
cards. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I don't always enjoy it is because like the one person that you hope isn't going to be the haunt because it's like the worst player at the table or like most AP or like, oh my god, you know, would you just make up your mind already? Like, please don't let it be them. Please don't let it be them. Please don't let it be them. Oh hey, it's you.
Oh, good. Good.
That is a downside because if you're playing with someone that's never played before or someone that's not like a gamer,
Yeah.
and then they end up being the traitor,
I don't
and you're like,
understand
oh,
any of this.
take this book and go wander off and figure this out.
Yeah, go learn.
It's rough. Yeah,
We had
so-
that happen, and then half the time you only know so much about the other person, and then so whenever you all come back, it's like, so how do we play the haunt? Because like I don't know.
Because they have half the rules. and
they
you
have their
half
own
the rules.
setup. So when you're looking at the board, and it's like,
Can you
where
do
are the
that?
components?
Is
Yeah,
Is that okay?
yeah, and so it is a little disconnect there. But I mean, it's such a lighthearted game that takes less than an hour. So who cares?
Sure.
It's a good one. I like that one. I need to consider that one for my top 10.
How much he hated it.
It's just garbage.
Didn't even consider it.
My number 6, I'm surprised, I don't think we've ever talked about this game. Robinson Crusoe, Adventure on the Cursed Island. And I have the expansion for it, The
I
Forge of
love
the Beagle.
that game.
That it is so hard and
Yeah.
so good and so thematic.
That was my number 16.
Was it really? We were close. There was almost a crossover. It was on my list last time. I think roughly around the same time. My only complaint is that whenever you have, because the best thing about it is the exploration. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this weapon, and then it goes into the event deck, and it's gonna come back later. I'm gonna get all this food that we really need, but then it'll come back. It's like, oh, by the way, that attracted a bear, and now you have to fight it, or you're gonna die. And on that same boat is the fact that you know when it's coming, because the backs of the cards are different than the event deck. Yes, Chad.
What kind of jungle island has bears?
The Cursed Island.
It also has cannibals.
Continue.
Have you ever seen The Edge with Anthony Hopkins? And
Yes, which is actually a good movie.
it is a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't think
Why
it
are
was.
you so
Baldwin.
surprised that he brought it up?
Because that wasn't on an island. That
I know. It's like
the Pacific
that's like
Northwest.
I was like, it's not an island. I was still waiting to hear it say.
That game is super hard. I
Robinson
wish I
Crusoe.
still had it.
It's-
I love it. Super hard.
It's a bad time, but
Have
I've
you got to
gone.
play the expansions yet?
The Voyage of the Beagle?
Have you guys
Yes, I
played it?
have. I've done 2 sessions with that, and it's about Darwinism.
Yeah, I
It is
love it.
brilliant.
Too.
I think because that's a campaign.
Yeah.
It connects and you just do so much more.
That I might like, because that was one of the things, like, randomly picking a scenario.
Right,
would always
right.
be
I'm ready for the
so-
Martians one.
Yes.
I'll be buying that at Gen Con.
Yep.
Which one?
And I'm gonna not buy you a copy.
First Martians?
No, that's fine. I want to play it before I buy it anyway.
Really? Okay. What?
But
That'll fix the problem with the card backs being different because all that's gonna be app driven.
oh, that's right. That's right. So yeah, and actually the expansion, or not the expansion, the scenarios. I think all of them are great. I haven't played all of them, but all the ones that I have been different and good. There was one where this woman was stranded on a rock and you needed to get and build a boat to go get her, and she would slowly starve to death. I'm like,
Jenny or
I
whatever
hate
it
you,
was.
Jenny. Like
Yeah.
Jenny. It's like, why don't you just die on that rock? I don't need you. I'll survive on this island by myself. Another thing is, I may be playing this wrong. Do you always take a damage at the beginning because you're sleeping out at night?
Pretty much.
Okay, I didn't know if there was any way to actually build a shelter before that. I don't think it's possible. Like, I've tried, I'm like, you can't get the resources enough to actually build it because it's an action to build. So I think you're always taking the damage at the beginning. That's probably like the kick. That's whenever you know the game's hard. It's like,
Yeah.
we started, we already took a damage?
gonna
The
show
Good.
thing
you
is,
who's
I
boss.
never do it just because it's a waste of resources anyway, because you almost always want to move your camp.
That's true.
And burning the resources on building a camp in that first tile is just, resources are so tight in it anyway.
My girlfriend hates this game. Like, she absolutely hates it because she hates Robinson Crusoe. She's like, I don't like him, so I think she was like forced to read the books in school. All right, number 6.
Blood Bowl Team Manager. I love the game.
Is that the first crossover?
Oh, we had Next Amendments.
Yeah, makes me.
Oh, I guess we did.
But everything that was
Mine
said, needed to be said, was already said.
Number 6.
We're at 6, El Grande by $9.99 games again.
Never played it. Man, there's a lot of games by them.
They're both older games.
I like
El
it.
Grande's, what, 95? It is the best area control game, cleanest and simplest one you'll ever find. It is genius in its simplicity.
Soul Giants. Best area control game I've ever played.
It is seriously like just genius in the simplicity of it, and the simplicity of it opens up so much strategy.
Isn't that the game that Vassal like creams over El Grande?
The one with the giant wooden pawn.
That's
I
Cosmic
think-
Encounters.
Yes, that's that one too. No, I've never played El Grande. I'm so sorry.
It's great.
Is El Grande the one that we played at one time
That's a big tower.
that you drop the little cubes and
Yeah.
the deal? And
No,
then
that's
one was
America.
No, that's this one.
America.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You have a Castile.
The
You have
It had the
you
little
have a
cards.
castle.
Oh, okay.
And
It has the little cards
Okay,
where you
yeah,
choose
yeah.
the actions off
Okay.
of them. Yep.
Okay.
That's the only
I
time
think
I played
the
it.
Ameripelago or whatever. Also.
Amerigo.
Amerigo.
Is it Amerigo? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you also draw the cubes. Drop cubes. You did say it right.
And then what's that? Shogun does the same thing.
Shogun.
Shogun is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this isn't like it's not the whatever you call it where you drop the cubes in. It's not like the dice tower type thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not like an actual like
Yes.
castle where you drop your cubes in for like a hidden area
It's
control.
a hidden area. You
What-
don't know how much control.
You got to
it
keep
is.
track of how many people thrown in for the whole round, and then you lift it up and you count them all up at the end of the round to see who's controlled it.
Oh, that could be cool.
It's pretty neat.
That could be cool. Do you have it?
Yeah.
We'll need to play
I
it.
think I won it that time, didn't I? When we played?
Yeah, I think you did.
All right. Right. We started with 6 with you.
Yes.
5.
All right, my number 5 is Heroescape.
No. It's all right.
2004, another Hasbro game. The reason it's on my list, I still own all this. It's all in big tubs. I've not played it in probably years, but this was the first game where I really got into like a gamer community.
Hold on.
There was a whole website, heroescapers.com, and I spent a lot of time making like custom content for the game, and so this was like the first game I really got into like the game outside of just actually playing the game. So that's why I have that on my list.
That one is brilliant. You said you haven't played it in years?
I've not played it in.
Would you ever trade it? Because I really want
Did you see the
it.
D&D Heroescape too?
No, I didn't know they had that.
I never picked any of that up because I was not
I'm
playing
pretty
the game
sure
at
it
the time.
blends together with the base
Yeah.
I thought they all
Um,
combine or something. Because that one was just like that mishmash of like, oh, there's an angel and a knight.
Oh yeah,
And I'm
it's
like,
set
that's
in
so
like
cool.
Valhalla, so it's
Yeah.
just all these random things.
Man, if you ever, if
traded
you,
for a giant collection HeroScape one time?
From Jerry at work.
Do you still have that or?
Yep, it's in my closet.
oh man, would you ever consider trading?
Possibly.
Possibly.
But my complaint about that game is you literally need a table this size to
Yes.
set up the terrain, and you might as well just leave the terrain up if you're going to play it within the next month.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-hour thing to set up the terrain.
I like setup though. Like I love setting up.
But you
games.
literally build the battlefield
Oh, I know.
tile by tile.
I know, and it's
And it
brilliant.
doesn't have to be balanced, is what's
Oh, no.
kind of
You
crazy.
just kind of make it up as
Yeah.
you go, almost. That's actually my favorite thing about it is the
My
board.
set is like 2 of each of the expansions too. So
Really?
like all the fire and ice and while the everything is just all in there with the extra towers, extra bridges, all of it.
Because I've tried to trade for it on BGG.
2 base games. I think it's 2 of everything in
Yeah.
my set.
Jeez, because you can't find it, and if you do, it's outrageously
Oh, yeah.
expensive, and no one wants to trade it, or they're like, oh, I don't have half the stuff. It's like, well, I want it. All right, Robert, number 5.
Number 5. I believe this is the newest game on my list. Adrenaline is a great, I mean, it's a first-person shooter.
That is so good. It is a good,
Yeah.
that is a good one.
It is great, but it's a CGE game.
That's true, but there's not a lot of options in that. It's a different CGE type of game.
I would own it if you guys. I mean, the only people I play it with is you guys.
Right.
And there's several copies on that one too.
Yeah.
I own it. So, yeah, we're
I,
good.
I was reluctant to play a shooter game as a board game, and the first time John put it on the table, I didn't play. He brought it to a Friday night, we played it, and it's fantastic.
It is so fun. Unfortunately, the only time I played it is as a 2-player game, so we controlled 2 people, and so it was very limited on who we were attacking. But I could see how, oh, you're never in a safe spot. Like you can't be away from people enough to. It's so fast. And it's
I took great enjoyment on picking one person out of the group and had nothing to do with the gameplay. That's who I was going to shoot.
good thing I wasn't there. The person would have been me. Oh, it was Kevin, wasn't it? Did you guys just gang up on Kevin? Maybe they'll get him to stop playing with us. I would like to hit you again. Yeah, it's not even points anymore if you kill me. I don't care. I'm gonna kill you. I can't kill you in real life. That's a good one. The only reason it's not.
I think it needs more maps though. As
I
well.
do too. It is not a pretty game to look
No.
at. You're like,
The
what is
expansion coming
this?
out is going to add a 6th player, and it's going to add co-op mode, like
Okay.
team deathmatch basically.
Oh, okay. Okay. So no new maps.
I don't
Okay.
remember on maps.
That was my thing, was the map. But I mean, you only do so much because it has to be a small area
Right,
for
yeah,
that game
yeah.
to work. And then the only reason it's not on my list is because I haven't played it with 4 different people or anyone else other than 2. All right. My number 5 is Orleans. Is my number 5, which is why I recommended you get it because it was on my list. I don't want to say anything.
I ordered it. I haven't.
John has played Orleans. Have any of you other played Orleans? It's a bag building game, it doesn't have a whole lot of player interaction, which I kind of like because you are working to, I think, colonize or explore France, and it is such an elegant game that there's so many possibilities past to victory that you can do that doesn't involve screwing over other people or getting screwed over for yourself. So if you have a plan, you can execute that plan and do well at it.
But it's very much playing a solo game.
It really is. It really is. You're basically, just getting more chits to put in a bag, and you draw it, and you have your own board that you put your stuff on. Like, this is what I'm doing. This is what you're doing. And so there's very, very minor play. The only player interaction is whenever you're moving across France to get goods, which are worth points at the end. And if it's like silk, which is worth the most points, if someone's going towards that and you need that, then they can take. That's like that as much as it is. I don't have any of the expansions, but it's such a good game regardless of number. It's a good 2-player game, 4-player game. It's a brilliantly designed game that it had to be on my list. Funny enough, it was actually sent to me from a guy in, I think, Iowa. Yeah, he watches my channel, and he was like, have you ever played this? And he sent me his copy to do a run-through of it, and I was like, this is awesome.
Wow.
I really like it. I need to get the expansions, though, because it makes it co-op. And then I think it's solo, and then also one new expansion is I think it's like espionage and intrigue or something like that, which changes like the board of like people, the town hall area, which you can thin out your bag of stuff that you have to get better benefits. So, number 5, Orleans.
Number 5, Eldritch Horror. Love the game. I love storytelling games. I love adventure games. And even though I'm not a huge Cthulhu fan, I just like that storyline. I like how the production quality of it is. I wish it had minis, and you can actually buy minis for all the individual investigators.
You're rich.
Right, and they're on the FFG, and they are really expensive, prohibitively so,
Yeah.
to try to get all of them. So that's never happened, probably never going to happen. I'm a couple expansions behind because I haven't got to play it very much. The last time I played it was a giant 8-player game of it, which
That
was,
sounds awesome.
it took forever, but I liked it in that I had like 2 other people, we were on this part of the world, you know, fighting the good fight here while trying to coordinate with people on the other side of the, you know, the world map, and I just liked those scenarios, and it came down to the very end, and we managed to pull out a victory thanks to one person's insanely good rolls,
Oh.
just over and over. He was just 6, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6.
Satan.
Yes, whatever evil power he invoked, you know, I'm sure his soul is long since gone.
Appropriate.
Right,
Around the
but
world.
Eldritch Horror.
My number 5 is Spectre Ops. It is the best hidden trader game to break out for new players.
Oh, okay.
It's just clean and simple. And it's one of the best games you can break out for new players. You are literally explaining 3 rules to somebody and then turning them loose.
See, I'd go with Loaded from Whitechapel, but you don't like the theme as much.
Right.
And so,
But this one is cleaner though. There's less going on. And because of that,
No, I think there's more going on because of all of the variable player powers.
they're so easy though. It's like 2 sentences each.
Right. I do want to play Spectre Ops with more players because then one of them is a trader.
Mhm.
That'd be cool. I think that should be part of the game because it's so hard to be the person hidden with
Well,
all
I love either
Outrageous.
side of it is the cool thing.
I would prefer it as if it's 4 players that you get the hidden trader,
the
right?
5.
It's all 5.
Oh, okay, 5. So 4 hunters.
400.
Yeah.
So you get the hidden trader. I would rather play it there, or play it as a 2-player game. One person being the hacker and then controlling 2 hunters.
That's how we did it, and I think the 2 you played as were like the easiest ones to play against, and I was like, I cannot go anywhere. There was a couple times whenever I duped him out, and then by being able to move the car, it's like you technically have 3 people searching for you.
I love playing against multiple hunters. It's good like 1-on-1, but I prefer 1-on-2 or 1-on-3, like 1-on-2 or 1-on-3,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's a requirement that if the hunters talk, they have to talk out loud where you can hear them.
Right.
So I love getting to hear them strategize with each other
Oh, yeah.
and then taking exactly what they're saying, just throwing it oh yeah, that's what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, that's Lord from Whitechapel and Fury of Dracula all do the same thing, is open knowledge, but it's like, and I had a friend who was
Fury of
like,
Dracula is more fun of a hidden trader game to me, but it takes
I think
so much longer to play,
it
and
is-
you really have to have more experienced players.
it is the best one, hidden
It's more
movie in my
restrictive.
opinion, but it will always be 4 hours.
Right.
Like, you can never make that game short. Number 5.
My number 5 is the most played game my family and I have ever, and it's Seven Wonders.
Okay.
We have played that, gosh, so many times. That's my wife's favorite game. With all the expansions, Babel thrown in there. And I can throw in Seven Wonders Duel with it whenever my wife and I both play or so, because it's virtually the same game, but yeah, I mean, it's never gets old. We play it multiple times, back to back to back. And it's really,
It's good. It's good. Did we do your 5 yet?
Yes.
Did we start with 5? 4.
Number 4
Getting down.
is Mechs vs. Minions.
You're kidding. That was my number 4.
It's a fantastic game. As far as a programming game, if you do make a mistake or if you've got new players learning, it's so easy to override something in your programming sequence and change it, and you're not locked into it. You don't get frustrated.
And no player elimination.
Right.
It was so
I know.
great for
Oh,
a game like that for new
the fact that it doesn't have health is like my favorite. I like comment on that so many times.
I mean, I just think it's great.
That thing could be your number 4 though. Wow. All right, my number 4 is Arkham Horror. Arkham Horror is my number 4. It was my number 2 last time I made this list. I debated having Eldritch and because I do love them both, but in sentimental, Arkham Horror was my. If I don't count Descent because I hate it. So it was my second board game that I actually kicked off my this hobby, and I have all the expansions for it. I have it organized, very, very well. The reason why I put this over Eldritch, while Eldritch was more streamlined and I'll play it more, I feel like the tension in Eldritch isn't there as much as it is in Arkham, because whenever the monsters and stuff are around Eldritch, a few of them move, but most of them stay, and you're like, well, Tokyo's dead to us, we'll just never go there again. Whereas in Arkham, it's like, okay, we need to get to the gate, but there's 10 monsters on that spot. Okay, how well can we kill these? And I've heard the argument that there's no strategy in Arkham or Eldritch, and I'm like, there's so much strategy. It's just like, yeah, stuff can happen in between that, just like in real life, where if you're trying to do something, a monkey wrench can just get thrown in it. I recently played Arkham with every single expansion, and the board was here, and it went all the way to the end.
With an extra table.
Yeah, oh, I did. I had a separate table for all the cards, and it was. And I actually
It's like kind of Brimstone kind of.
I recorded it, but it went so long that one person kept falling asleep, and I'm like, I hate you. And so I didn't even want to edit it. I was like, you know what? I'm just glad we played it. I will never do that again because it really is just too much. But I love Arkham. It's great. Number 4.
Pandemic Legacy. Love it, love it, love it. Still haven't finished it. We played the tar out of it. We played it like all the way through October, through the last 2 weeks of June last year, and then I was working at the fireworks tent. Played it one day there, and I haven't played it since, except for the couple times with you in your early part of your campaign.
So you don't know all the big twists?
You don't know what happened?
I do.
Okay.
I do know what happens at the end of the game. And honestly though, part of the reason I haven't gone back to play it is that I don't know how I can win it, because when we were playing the original early part of the game, when we dealt out our the epidemic cards, or what is it called, the overflow or epidemic cards, we were taking an extra 3, basically, things were going out. Cubes or 3 extra cards, because we thought you had to do the epidemic and then shuffle it up and then do it again.
Oh.
So my entire middle of the map is all 4s and 5s.
Oh, no, that's right. That happens anyway.
Well, right, but with 4 months to go, or October, November, December, okay, and knowing now what the whole point of the last part of the game is, I don't see how I really don't want to waste the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the whole middle, I cannot even go in there. Our characters cannot access that part of the board. Now, that's not spoiling anything.
No, you're fine.
It was a self-inflicted stupidity that cost me, but as far as the game goes itself, gosh, it's so
Best
fun.
experience. That sucks about legacy games, is because if you mess up, you're like,
Oh,
it's
did.
ruined.
We did.
Well, then in our last Friday playthrough, we got our first 4s and our first 5.
He didn't want
I had
to cure Bink?
I had it in March. I had it in March and April. I mean, I was just hemorrhaging
bad.
stickers.
Yeah.
You ran out of them.
God, is it possible to have a 9?
So I'm only through April right now.
Yeah.
I'm our first playthrough.
It's a fantastic
It's
thing.
good.
That's part of the reason why I want to play through it again. I want to
Right.
sit down and say, okay, thematically, this is what's supposed to go on in this part of the story.
Right.
Let's play it this way.
It's really hard to play the game because I wanna contribute as a co-op game should, but I can't say too much because then I'm like,
Nope.
this is what we did and this is what worked,
Yep.
and so I can't say. And I did that 1 month, which I think we ended up winning, but because I shared a little bit more, I'm like, you want to do this, and then now I'm like, all right, Robert, your game. So I've stayed out of it,
And that's
then
hard to do.
Right, it really is. And so if we lose the first month, then I'm like, well, now do you want my advice? But I'm still having a blast.
I was watching some, the Alpha Gamer Problem. I was watching some 7th graders play Forbidden Island in my room a couple of weeks ago, and I just let them absolutely try to fill it out for themselves.
Mhm.
It did not end well.
You're having an aneurysm
I
trying to
was like bleeding blood out of my ears.
It's like a Lord of the Flies situation.
Yes, you have the conch. You may speak. Not you, Piggy. You're fat.
Then they were like, didn't one guy go off on his own and they're like, help me? And it's like, no!
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's like,
died.
yeah, he was left completely drowning on his own.
I know we're gonna lose the game, but you're dead.
Yeah.
never play board games again.
Right. All right.
Number 4. We're on 4, right?
Four
Yeah.
is Tyrants of the Underdark. I'm surprised it hasn't been mentioned.
Damn it! That was my number 1 for you.
Really?
Yeah.
My number 1's going to shock you then. It's by Gale Force 9. It is the best area control deck builder that's out there ever. Like, just ever made, period.
Is it the only
Oh, no, there's
combo of that?
there's trains and a few others like
Oh,
that.
trains.
There's a few others that try to do
Oh,
it that don't do it near as well as Tyrants does. Tyrants captures the whole feel and the whole theme of dark elves fighting over control of the Underdark in the D&D setting. You are violently deck building these horrible creatures that are helping you do all sorts of crazy stuff all over the board, and it is a blast.
You know, one of my favorite things about the game, and it's a simple put into the rulebook, was they explained why you don't get the cards that you buy, and they're like, you sent them out on a mission, and I was like, that's why you don't, because I hate deck builders where you buy something and it's like, why don't I have this right now? I just got it. It's like, no, you have to wait. And that's just the rule mechanics, but they explained it
They made it
thematically, and I'm like,
this is
it
such a
fixed it. It was
hugely thematic game too for a deck builder. It's what makes it so awesome.
so good. And it also helped that the first game John and I played, all I did was just get cards that put insane cultists into his deck. So he's like, I think I got 75. Oh, minus 20. So because I just loaded him up
ridiculous.
with all of these. I like have the. You haven't played it?
It comes with 4 half decks, and it's kind of a smash up mechanic where you shuffle 2 of the 4 together, and that's what your purchase deck is for the whole game. And all the combinations change it to a complete different strategy each time you play.
And it does.
And there's an expansion coming out that'll add
How
2
many does
more
it
half
add?
decks.
2? Okay. It needs like 40.
Oh, I know.
Like, it needs just more.
Yeah, and it needs more players too.
'Cause there's not
I want to
enough
cram
yet.
like 6 players, 8 players on that
They
map.
could do it
just
good.
have all sorts of
What's a go-to right now?
craziness.
4?
4 or 5, I don't remember now.
For what? Like
Tyrants?
players?
Yeah.
We play. I thought it was good with 2.
It's 2 to 4. is
Oh
what
yeah,
it is
2 to
right
4.
now.
That's what you're asking.
But I would
Yeah.
like to see it go to 6.
I think 6 would be a much for me.
Oh, I think 6 would be perfect chaos. It
Right.
really would be.
But I think that's all it would be. You wouldn't have an efficient deck.
I agree.
Oh, I
because
think
you
it would
have
just be
to-
chaotic and awesome. I really do.
But it's
It's the Drow. It's chaos.
that's, well, no, it's organized chaos.
Yeah,
They
aren't they
are.
lawful evil?
They are. And I think
They
they're.
are
Are they
chaotic
lawful?
evil.
I thought they were chaotic.
RPG reference.
They
Those
are
aren't
chaotic
allowed.
I think they're chaotic evil.
They are chaotic
No.
evil.
They're lawful evil.
Are they really? Huh. Well,
Don't argue. RPG.
I'm in like 5 different. I'm actually in a Underdark campaign right now.
Really?
Yes.
I'm playing a drow.
Oth is all about chaos.
I'll say she.
Well,
I'd
no,
say
'cause
the
they-
drow
Well,
are
they kill
lawful.
for the sake of killing. Like they enjoy the slaughter. They're
Roth
just
is
chaotic
all
evil.
about chaos. All right. That's my number 4.
I do think that violently deck building should be used to describe more games.
Yes, it should.
Violently deck building.
It is. It's awesome.
Alright,
4.
my number 4 is from Portal Games. It's Imperial Settlers.
That's a good one.
That
was, I think it was my number 12.
Yeah, I just bought it on a whim one time, tried it out
All right.
with my family, and they really enjoyed it. And
It
so been getting everything for it. It's
Yes, we're right. Yeah.
but I just got the Aztecs expansion. Haven't played with it yet.
I haven't either. I haven't though.
But it's just neat building the engine.
You know,
everything.
the best part about that game is it's a civ building game where if someone attacks you, they don't destroy your entire civilization. You get to keep your faction stuff, unless you're the Japanese faction where those can get raised. But that's the best part because it's like nothing's worse than building your massive empire and someone is going, yeah, I'm good at military, so you lose, and it's like,
and it's just one of those games that, like I said, it's engine building stuff, and it has solo mode. which is another big
Is the
one
solo
for me.
mode any good?
I like it.
Okay.
It's points. I mean, you're playing for points. You're playing with the barbarians are constantly coming out
Oh,
here
okay,
and you're
okay.
doing stuff, but the solo mode of that game's awesome.
Okay, I was looking at
You should
that.
definitely try 51st State.
Well, and that's what I was getting ready to say. I have 51st State, the master set. I haven't played it yet. It's got some rule differences from what I understand, but it's more or
Very
less the
slight.
same game. But it's
Okay.
post-apocalyptic.
And it's
couple
more
of years. But
But there's
it looks like
robots.
it'll be pretty neat. There's an expansion for masters there for 50
Yeah.
too, but
You said you didn't like the Atlanteans, did you?
I haven't really messed with them a whole lot. I've
Okay.
only played them the one time. I've not, those
Did you play as them or did you play against them?
as them.
Okay.
That's another thing with that game is like it definitely rewards you need to play the factions multiple times.
Right.
If you play them one time, it's like you got.
Because you're not going to see everything.
Like I'm an expert at the Japanese faction because that's what I play the most.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the harder one out of the base box to
It
play
is.
with.
We'll see.
But my wife and kids take all the other ones.
See, I don't think it's hard to
Japanese.
play the Japanese faction. I think it's hard to win with them because
Right,
I can just
right.
look at your factions and be like, oh, you're getting a lot of points from that? Yeah, I'm going to raise it.
Right.
You can put samurai on it, but it's like, I can still...
Right. So it's just one of those. It's just really neat.
And each faction
make
is
deals to dump your cards, and you just kind of.
We'll
Do you
say
have
that
the...
one, I've
go
been able to get new players to understand and grasp, even though it's a more complicated, it's a deeper game. That one's just so easy to get new players into that,
Mhm.
like even just people that haven't played board games.
Right.
And
I've
give
gotten
them the
family
Romans
members
or
into that,
barbarians.
and just they've taken off and just understood it and loved it.
Right. Do you have the small expansions? The 3 is
Yes,
the magic
yes,
number.
I have everything.
What do you
else
think
right
of the?
now.
I don't like the set one. The 3 is a magic number, but I do like the trading one where you have open production cards so people can give you workers
Yeah.
to get the good.
Yeah,
I like
agree
that
with
one a little bit more.
I agree with that. Yeah,
It's a good one. My number 12.
Yep, good one.
All right. Yeah, because we started with 4 with you.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, my number 4 is Descent Journeys in the Dark. More specifically, the first edition. This was like kind of the first, I guess, like lifestyle game that I got into. It was also the first game I can remember, like anticipating. Like I knew it was coming out before it was released, and I was like looking forward to it.
Every expansion, I just couldn't.
And then yeah, I mean I have every single expansion for it, and all in a closet, not being played.
Not played, just there.
I do have the conversion kit that you can use all the first edition stuff for second edition, but the app does not support that. So
The
Yeah.
one thing that aggravated me with that was the fact they released all those heroes in a separate blister pack and completely made all of that useless, which
Yeah.
Oh,
pissed
that's
me off.
Fantasy-
Because
fantasy
everyone
flat
went
out
hunted
money
down and like
dang.
it was like it shot the value of first edition up and it stayed valuable for a long time because everyone was trying to hunt it down for the conversion kit and for the backwards compatibility, and then they just started releasing those
yeah,
just nickel and diming you and adding the extra little things in with each one and the little rule thing behind the deal.
Got a new
Scenario
mission
for each
quest.
one basically.
Yeah.
It just
And-
that pissed me off when they did that.
First
Right,
edition
man,
monsters and heroes.
That sucks. So those are number 4.
yes.
We start with 4 with you, right, Robert?
Yes, sir.
So number 3, finally top 3. My number 3 is Blood Rage. So,
Blood Rage!
Blood Rage! Like I don't like this game is just to me the best area control game out there. Chad, best experience. Oh my god, I still talk about that. Just mainly your reaction. I'm like, because I was set. I was sitting there like looking at everyone's, and I'm like, John's not gonna get any points. He has like 3. And I was like, okay, I'm looking at the math. I'm gonna win. All right, yep, I'm good.
You
And
still won.
I did. But in that moment, I thought I wasn't, and so I'm sitting there, and Chad like puts the mystic in, kills one of my guys. I'm like, oh, okay, he just wants to get on Valhalla, and then said, you're not gonna like this either, and then wiped it. I was blood. But when I look back on it, it's so good. Now I have the Kickstarter stuff, which is all gonna get painted. I mean, at some point they'll get painted.
That's from the painting them earlier.
It's funny because I always thought Loki's strategy was to lose in battle, so I was like, that strategy sucks. And it turns out that's the only way I ever play. But I will say, if someone's going for it, I think it is the most unbalanced strategy.
I agree.
But with the Kickstarter stuff, which should be in the base game, with the wolf, they can null that, just wipe that strategy at Fenrir.
Have you guys have you used the gods yet?
I have. I don't like them.
Really?
I don't like the gods as much. It's interesting because only 2 gods are ever in the game, and it's just like they don't need to be there. I think they just add
I like it because I played the base game and that stuff so many times.
Yeah.
They do
that
add the
put in there
variability
and it
needs
changes it
after
a little
while.
bit.
A little
you know?
bit, yeah. It does change the strategy, but if I had to choose, like, if someone was like, hey, I want to play with those, I have no problem with it. I don't hate it, but it's a brilliant game,
I
and the
think if
theme
you
is
play
awesome.
with the same group enough, you would have to use the gods just to change the meta up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm stoked for Rising Sun because it's basically Samurai Blood Rage, but I'm hoping it's not literally Samurai Blood Rage.
I don't think it's gonna be.
Yeah,
It's gonna be. This one's based off of that one's gonna be based off
Diplomacy, but it has like that Japanese like fantasy lore.
Just so the minis are so pretty.
Everything looks the same.
That's why when you
It's
get
either all
Fortress-
humans or all. They all look the same.
Yeah, I think they look radically different. All the gods, or the yokai, I think is what they're called, the demon gods, whatever. They're all in there. They all look different.
From a
Did
distance,
you
when
back? You
play
didn't back it, did you?
No, I backed out of it actually. I
Okay.
canceled my pledge just
We'll
because
get our
it started
Asian
aggravating
fusion
me.
here in about a year and a half. Yes.
Oh yeah, 2018. I'll probably jump into 2019, and then Chad and I will look at it and be like, they all look the same.
Maybe so.
I'll cry.
Okay, number three. My number three is the Legendary from Upper Deck. Marvel Legendary, and then Legendary Encounters.
No,
the
doesn't
Alien
count. Only one.
Okay. Variations of the same
For
system.
you.
Alien, I think, is a superior game, but the Marvel one I just cannot get enough of. I've played countless solo games of that. There are literally trillions upon trillions of combinations, and with each new set that comes out, it just adds to
Don't
it.
they have like every single
I got
superhero?
No, that's
have
what's
multiples of
crazy.
some.
They have multiples of
Some
some,
too.
but there's some
Okay.
huge names out there that they don't have that they should. And
Do you
I
think
could
like
go on and
Disney is
on.
kind of like honing in on that? They're like, you can't use.
Well, that's what happened with the Fantastic Four set, which made it
Okay.
remarkably valuable.
I
Yeah.
sold, I
They
sold
just
mine
team up
for
with Disney.
what, 180.
Huh?
Why don't they just team up with Disney?
Not that big of a company.
Well, the
Who
Legendary
makes
stuff.
Legendary? Who's the company? That
No,
does-
no. It is. It's
Over
its
there.
own. It's the problem is with that stuff is that's a whole nother discussion. But Fantastic Four, the movie rights for that are held by 20th Century Fox.
Right,
It's
right.
That
That's
deal.
why.
That
Right.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
they're just. In fact, Marvel Comics doesn't even make Fantastic Four comic books anymore.
Right.
Right.
It's
right.
they
That's why
are
they
they
do
are
crazy
holding
X-Men.
them
Yeah.
hostage.
Yep.
Oh, it's all about movie dollars.
Right.
But at any rate, I love the game. I love the variability of it, and I can play it by myself. And I just
Is that the one where it's co-op, it's semi-co-op, where you're all fighting the villain? But
I
it's
never
whoever has-
play it.
Right,
semi-co-op.
right.
What's the
Whoever has
point?
But that's the one I'm
Points,
thinking of,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. You
Yeah.
have like a villain.
I
and you're going
have
against-
everything
I
except
was-
the recent two, and honestly, you
I
can't
was
ever play
so
it.
much less than impressed with that. I mean, it's a decent system, but as you play it, it just you're playing even the different cards and the different stuff. It just felt like you're playing the same game over and over and over. And I just got fatigued with it.
Okay, and I can understand that.
I mean, it
the legendary encounter, the alien one, is completely
Yeah, I've
different.
heard a lot of good things about the alien.
I never did play any of the encounter ones. I've only played like legendary and the legendary villains, and I got fatigued from playing it so much because it was just too much of the exact same over and over for me.
Okay.
I'm not big into superheroes.
The encounters are more thematic, I think.
Right.
Right.
You know, that's
Which
the
one do they have?
difference.
Legendary aliens?
That Aliens, Predator,
They do
and
have
I sold
Firefly, Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little
Well,
China is
Firefly's
not
such a bad
encounters.
show. Anyway.
It's not?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have the Firefly one. It's
Right.
pretty good too.
Right. So anyway, everybody
Yes.
gets an unpopular choice. That's mine.
Oh no, I'm sure. I'm waiting on one game. I'm still waiting
Alright.
on it. 3?
My number 3 is Adrenaline.
Wow, really?
Game's fantastic.
Jumped all the way up to number 3.
It jumped all the way up to number 3.
Wow.
I've broken it out with my family even. A first-person shooter, super ultra-violent game. I've broken it out with my family, and they love it.
Because it's so lighthearted.
It
Like,
is so
no-
lighthearted, shooting each other in the face with shotguns and hacking each other with scythes, and it is
That's
still.
how my family died.
It is still just it is an area control resource management game. You are trying to control each
Resource
other's
yeah.
areas, which are your hit points, by putting your damage on each other, and it's disguised as a super fast-paced action shooter. You're resourcing your ammo, or you're dealing with your resources with your ammo,
Yeah.
and you're trying to balance how much ammo you're using to reload stuff, to buy new weapons that are better, which weapons you need, but it is just geniusly designed.
It's amazing. They took that first-person shooter aspect and did better than like
No
Doom.
dice at all in it.
Yeah,
I
no
love
di-
the fact that there's no luck in it at all.
'Cause
It's all
Doom-
strategy.
Doom, for example, is a fast-paced shooter, and that's what it's known for. Well, also, it's what the heck.
This is like playing like
It's so
Halo
quick.
or like Unreal Tournament, the video game, as a board game.
It's
That's
so
a
good.
feel.
I felt
They-
very Halo-ish.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the miniatures or the icons are a Spartan, and I'm like, that's literally Halo. It is really good. It's not on my list because I have not played it with other people, and I need it'd probably get on there though.
Alright,
Number
my
three.
number 3 has been said already. It is legendary Marvel deck building game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really,
Um,
same number, same crop.
It's same for the same reasons. I mean, I can sit there. I've done it multiple times. Just pick a hero team, pick a scenario, go for it, play it solo. You know, and my girls will jump in and play it with me if they need to. But there's a X-Men set getting ready to come out in about a month. But there's just everything. I have. Well, Chad has them down here, but I have like 2 boxes. They're all sleeved, and it's just tons and tons and tons of combinations you can do.
The same guy who sent me over the odds, he was like sharing other games he had. I'm like, I want to try Legendary. And he's like, I can't afford the shipping to send all that stuff to you.
But well, the thing is like there's so many schemes
Yeah.
that it's just. I mean,
Does each deck play different? Like, because
No.
aren't they heroes?
you have to pick a
I'll stick
mastermind.
with
You pick a mastermind and that'll tell you what henchmen or what.
Oh,
team
okay.
we're- But then you pick a scheme and that'll tell you a whole different thing to set up.
Okay.
And you pick your own hero team. And there's an app that you can go and just randomly picks 5 heroes for you and you get
Okay.
the cards shuffled together and go for it.
I just get
Each
so
one
fatigued
plays
with
incrementally different.
There's one different card.
Does that fit the
No, there's-
definition of different?
Yes!
Don't yell at him. Number 3.
All right, my number 3 is another Flying Frog game, Shadows of Brimstone.
What was that white power?
I was looking for a fist bump.
Ronda Rousey?
Wrong.
It is it's light RPG adventure game. The setting is amazing, Old West and horror.
Mixed with Cthulhu.
Yeah, I mean it's got
Yeah.
everything in there. Aliens, like
Western horror.
my orphan's got a tentacle arm and a lightsaber.
Lefty.
Like yeah, so it's just a lot
I
of
played
fun.
Shadows of Brimstone. Are you talking the Swamp one or the City of Ancients?
All
mixed
of
together.
All of them.
Yeah.
He has
I
everything.
did the Shadows of Brimstone, or I did that one. I did the Swamp one, and I mean, it was a little too clunky for me at the time, and I hated
It's-
that miniature assembly.
Yeah.
The guy, I'm like, I can't fit him in the
The
box.
3 of us have been doing a campaign
Oh really?
for the last couple months.
That's where they are
And
on
we have-
Fridays when
and-
we're cheating on our
Right. And we have
That
our
was
characters.
Netrunner.
We have these characters built up that, I mean, you know, he has eye
Ronda
socks
Rousey.
for, it's a bar, what is a bar winch or something, a saloon girl.
It's hot.
I have a Mexican dude named Paco El Taco that runs around. He has a one-armed orphan, you know,
See.
you just kind of go,
That makes sense on the white power fist. You just
but,
It is a good game, and it is.
No, I like it. It was a lot
and
of
it's an
fun.
RPG that
Yeah.
But it's roll a move.
And the
And I
more
hate
you
roll the
have,
move.
the better
Yes, it
it
is.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I throw a fit about that every week, but anyway.
I'm saying that the more stuff you add, I think the better it is because, yeah, when we just had the base game, you kind of just fight the same enemies over
Yeah.
and over,
Yeah.
and there's not that many encounters. But yeah, the more stuff you add, it's much more
Yeah.
random.
The town is the best part.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought that was
Going
really
to
cool.
town and the adventures going out.
The events, I thought that was
that
really
to me,
cool.
even
When will Flying Frog learn to just put a speed on each character card instead of making you roll that stupid 6-sided dice to see?
Every single
Oh, I rolled a 2 again. I always get a benefit out of the 1.
Yeah. The one of the things I didn't like was whenever you got upgrades, there was no way to keep track of that except for writing it down. Oh, I bought these, whatever, crystallized bullets, and it's like there's no cards for it. All right, I hope I remember I have this. But I mean, that's the RPG part.
Well,
of it,
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
it. Yeah.
well, and we both backed the Asian version of it.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
That was good. That
It's going to
sounds
have the
cool.
Dragon King that stands, what, 12 inches tall?
Oh,
You're gonna have to assemble them and bring out super
so
glue.
It's
bad.
awesome.
I want that so bad.
I need a new shelf.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna bring it over and we can just have a gluing party.
There we go.
Gluing.
They'll get up high as a kite. All right.
Number 3. My number 3, in my opinion, the best worker placement game ever made is Lords of Waterdeep.
Wow.
Good one.
Yeah.
It is good.
Yeah.
I have never played. I've always heard it's the most
Champions of Indoor
themeless
setting.
game in the world.
The theme is kind of slack on there,
But it's really
but
good.
the game is
The gameplay
fantastic.
is
You need to get the D&D pools.
I've got them.
Yes.
What?
They're shaped cubes, like they look like a warrior, look like
Yeah.
a deal. It adds a little bit instead of just saying, give me 4 orange,
Right.
give me 4 purple.
Right.
With the skulls of Skullport.
I loved the schools
Yeah.
that came
I was
with
at an
it.
That one time we played at Randall's, you were there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my game. I brought it.
Right. Okay. Boy, who was just swallowing in
Wasn't that you
corruption?
was wallowing?
No, I ended up
I
winning
think
that game.
I was wallowing in corruption.
Someone
Probably.
was just like bathing in evil.
Because it was like, oh, the necromancers, give me more zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so why is it your number 3?
It was probably one of the first worker placement games I ever played, and I played it very early in the hobby.
I've always wanted to try it, but never had a
It's
chance to.
great. It's
It
great.
is-
I'll send my copy with you.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
You might play it next year sometime.
I'll just steal it. Did I win borrow that? No.
The replay on it, because with the expansions, you set up different buildings. As you build different buildings, the sides of the board change to add new and different
And even with just,
worker placement spots every time.
just the base game, there's enough buildings in there that you never see the same combination twice.
That's
ever.
cool. That's cool. Yeah, I think I would like that. So we are on number 2 now. Number 2 with you.
I'm number 2.
You're
Number
starting
1
two.
number 2.
I get to be number 1?
2.
We have to be arbitrary. Yeah.
No,
Legendary.
well, yeah, I guess
or
we
not
can.
legendary. Sorry.
Okay, then what?
A legendary game for me. Dates way back. It's the first hobby game that I ever played. It was BattleTech. No, I don't even say it's a. I don't even say it's a great game. I'm not even so sure it's a good game. It is a game that's honestly, it's futuristic, armed big robots shooting each other. The game is all about building your mech, designing
That
how it
sounds
is.
cool.
Okay, the actual game itself can be extremely slow, or it can be so random you can die in the very first turn, literally in the very first turn. But we used to have these giant battles that would last forever. My college job was I was a manager of a movie theater, and on Sunday nights we'd kick all the customers out, and then we had the pop machines and the popcorn and all that, and we would play till dawn, BattleTech or whatever other game we wanted to play. And it's just for the memories of it for me. I adore the game system, and honestly, the universe and the lore that goes along with it. There are dozens and dozens of novels, and not like those god-awful Warhammer novels. Have you ever tried to read any of those?
No, but the board games are so boring as well.
Oh, well.
I can't get into that theme, so I'm like, I don't like the board games.
Or Warhammer 40K novels are terribly written. They suck so bad. This is actually good, and
There goes half my
it was
subscribers.
originally. It was
You got
originally.
200 people left.
It was originally published by FASA, and then it went to WizKids, and it went to Catalyst Game Labs. But the books, and if you just look there on the shelf in the game store we go to, boy, the lore books and everything that go along with it is just super detailed and really, really fun. So anyway, that's for me. Will always be way, way up there. Not number 1, but number 2. BattleTech.
How crusty is your number 1 going to be?
Right. Well, he said it was a dexterity game, so first thing I did when I was a teenager. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's my favorite
I
activity.
think we all had the same favorite
That's an
dexterity game.
activity.
So it's just an activity.
But he played to win every time.
And yet I lost.
Respect.
So now that you just
It's
got
too
a trash
fiddly.
talking Warhammer setting,
If you
Chaos,
say oh, okay.
Chaos in the Old World is my number 2.
Dude,
Good one. That's
I-
an excellent game.
Absolutely,
We need to
love
play it
that
again.
game.
I can't. I don't know the world behind it, so it's like it's just themeless for me at that
Chaos in
point.
the Old World is what got me interested in the old Warhammer setting, actually.
Okay.
The 40K and futuristic stuff, I'm not a fan of. But the old stuff, with the old gods fighting each
Yeah.
other, is just awesome.
No, that
once you
sounds
find
super-
once you find it out.
You know what I think what it was now that I think about it? I think, yes, each god did play different, but I think their personal decks, half of it was the same card.
Well,
Like, there wasn't a variety.
I'm also
in-
talking. I love the Horned Rat expansion too. I don't
Okay.
necessarily like the Horned Rat as the faction, but
Did they
the
add
new
extra
cards
cards?
that
Okay.
they replaced the initial decks, and it puts everybody on a better playing field.
Okay.
And I like the upgrades better in the expansion too. But even base game, it's my number 2. I've had it since it came out. I bought it new, bought the expansion new, and they haven't left my collection since.
Right. I got it probably earlier on in my so maybe that also skewed. We need to play it again. And I'm sure
I've
I'd
even
like
like
it
tweaked
more.
mine out with like nice transparent dice to match each god's color and everything else. Like it's
That'd be
just
cool.
yeah.
Who's your favorite faction? Who's your favorite god?
I love Zenich,
Which one was that one?
the blue one,
Yep.
the one of magic that you're
Was that? I thought it was Time. Was he Time?
the one that deals with the corrupted stones is the one.
Okay. Okay.
The best part about that game is the human skin.
Yes,
The
Yeah.
reward. Oh man, it's so.
It's definitely a family
It's
game.
too dark.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I base games off that. It's dark.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, bad.
It's garbage. Number 2.
My number
We'll need to play it
2,
again.
Yes.
to nobody's surprise, is Android Netrunner. I have
You probably didn't make it as number 1 because we're
I-
guessing.
I have been-
we all guess it, right?
No, I have been playing this game since it came out. I got it shortly after the Gen Con that it came out, and been playing competitively
I like
ever
it.
since.
That's fun.
Whether it's I go all over the place for tournaments for it and stuff like that, and then I had a nice group around here. Used to play it, and they fell out, so I'm trying to recruit new players.
I'm loving it.
I will never buy it,
Right,
Because
right.
I'm not gonna sneak money into it. But you have everything, and so
And I do too. So I
and
mean,
yeah. So it's
Well, and-
I had fun.
And for the people, the ones that have been playing since the beginning, just here the last month or so, they came out with the campaign mode, Terminal Directive, which has brought new light to it for myself because playing the campaign with John, it just kind of, it brings this whole story mode in it. It's
Right.
thematic anyway, but
and it's really fun.
it brings
too.
its story into it.
I thought
so,
it was very thematic, and unlike Magic, for example, which has no theme except your wizards fighting each other.
Right.
That one, I had a good time. I also went in knowing I wasn't gonna win.
All right, I mean,
And I knew nothing about the deck, but
it was
I mean,
it was a trainer deck. I mean,
yeah,
that's
and
how
it
it's
was.
supposed to
I
go.
still had a good time.
But when you actually play a match, you're supposed to be play as the corp and as the runner both ways.
Right. My
So-
theory-
Did you feel like a mentally handicapped 5-year-old fighting a UFC boxer when you played against him the first time? Yeah.
At the end, I did, but halfway through, when everyone was like, "Oh, okay, I'm starting to get it." Okay, oh, I didn't get any of your agendas. That's cool. Oh, they're all in your hand. That's awesome.
Go ahead,
But-
Chad. I'm waiting for your smart ass.
No.
remark. Let's go.
I'm
was
glad,
prepared.
I'm glad that you three have found a hobby you can share together. I hope it enhances the bonds of your friendship.
Thank you, thank you. I'm not gonna take that in any other way except he genuinely means that. He's just, it's envy. He doesn't have that with
But you
anyone
saying
else.
that was so much better than saying
Yeah.
anything else.
The what was I gonna say? Oh, my theory, John, did not work because I ran way more than I've ever
It's
seen.
dangerous
You
to
probably
just
ran
bump
one.
and blindly run.
Well,
He got hurt a few times
Yeah.
from it. Even though I wasn't playing a mean deck.
no, well, I didn't think, it's just I didn't do anything. I would be like, oh, I'm running. Oh, nothing. I can't get through it. All right, cool. Like, and so it'd probably be worse if he was like, oh yeah, you, because I had one
There's
card in my
some
hand
mean
and
stuff
I ran
to
and I
run
was like, oh no, what have I done? And he looks at it and he's like, dang it, I lost. I had a good time.
Good.
Number two.
Number 2, my number 2 game is another Flying Frog game, A Touch of Evil, the supernatural game.
I had it and never played
Yeah,
it.
I
But
love
now I know what your number 1
I
is.
love this game. It's an
know it's
adventure
hilarious.
game, and then the theme just really does it for me. It's gothic horror, 1800s. It's kind of like a Sleepy Hollow, Brotherhood of the Wolf type game. There's so many villains that completely changes the way the game plays every time. There's so many characters, so you always have a different mix. So that was my number 2 favorite game.
Was that the one where every expansion added like a different version of the village or whatever? Like they just conjoined all the boards.
It just added another section of the map.
Yeah.
You know, technically, can't you join that with Last Night on Earth and then Invasion from Outer Space or whatever the
No, they're completely different game systems.
Yeah.
Those 2 games do.
Oh, okay,
Go
but
together.
Touch of Evil does not.
No.
And that has the picture art as well,
Yes.
right? See,
Every
that would be
Flying Frog game does.
so fun.
To do this.
I've never played it.
Photoshop.
I want to.
Yeah.
It looks like
Okay.
awesome.
So what is it then about the Flying Frog style of game, since you've named them all? I don't
Yeah.
think there's any
I
that's
haven't
left.
named them all.
He hasn't
I
named
still
Invasion.
have Last on Earth.
Yeah, Last Night on Earth's actually one of the best
is a
zombie games
good
out
I
there.
played the
one,
basic.
and Invasion of.
Okay.
Damn roll.
Then what is it? Because there's so much variability. You
They
get a
touch
little bit
on-
of a sandbox element.
Yeah,
It's like those
they
B
do that.
movies,
Yeah, and I think
like
just the theme, just
definitely.
something.
Because I'm not dissing at all. They're all really cool.
Yeah.
I just
No one does like everyone tries to take them more seriously, like those themes more seriously than they really are. Where Flying Frog is like, no, these are the crappy B movies that aren't good, but they're good.
Yeah.
However, I don't think you can sit here with a table of us and honestly say that those soundtracks that are included aren't awful.
They're so bad. It's like
The
MIDI
only,
files.
the only one I've actually listened to is the Shadows of Brimstone one.
It is like they grabbed a microphone and snuck it into the beginning band class.
Yeah, I
This
don't know.
song
Pretty
is
accurate.
called Cat Getting Humped by Goat.
Yeah, I don't know why they.
Gosh.
It's a signature thing now. I don't think
It-
they
it
can
is.
stop
Yeah.
doing it. But
It's one of those things. It's like, oh, that's cool that they added a CD.
Yeah.
It's
It's like the soundtrack CDs with video games. It's like, oh, that's neat.
No, The Witcher.
I've never
The Witcher
never-
soundtrack is phenomenal.
Skyrim?
Skyrim, that's brilliant.
Did they include a soundtrack CD in their game case?
No.
Don't know.
With The Witcher 3 did though.
Did
And
it?
it's a really good soundtrack.
And Witcher's coming to Netflix.
It is. And they're doing
What?
the Dark Crystal prequel.
Dark
Yeah.
Crystal looks
Oh, I'm
pretty
so
cool.
stoked for
So
that.
happy.
Freaking
You
love
just
that
gave like
movie.
5 more.
I think,
Yes!
I think my old prom date was a Skeksis. She had the same skin texture.
She was also a dude.
Hopefully she's not one of the subscribers. She's gonna be crying at home.
Still loved him. Hasn't washed her hands and last he touched it. A Family Guy episode.
Her name was Harry.
My turn?
Yep, number 2.
Number 2, the greatest resource management game ever made is Terra Mystica.
I haven't played it.
Oh,
would I guess
dang
for you,
it.
though.
That is in
Wow.
my truck right now.
No, we need to play that.
It is a
And-
game that has not only your resources are what you're building, and everything that you build to progress has the drawback of, yes, you're going to gain this higher level, but you lose so much of a lower level below it, and just
Really?
Yes.
stretch
As
to
you
get
upgrade
there.
one thing, you put the old thing back, and you lose the resources out of the old thing, but then you gain the resources out of the new one. So you're
That's
really having to
weird.
balance exactly
It's
how much
that's
you're
so
doing.
good because you're so used to in your upkeep. Okay, I'm going to get 3 workers, and
Okay.
then
It all
As
changes.
you build, it changes, and you've got are they trading posts?
Your trading posts, your
Your settlements.
your settlements, your trading posts, your
The way they're
sanctuaries.
describing it makes it sound boring as crap.
You got your stuff. Number
They're
2.
each different shaped meeples.
Yes, but each
Sweet.
one will cover up how much how many workers you get
Okay.
in your upkeep. So your next turn, your resources that you have to work with are going to be completely different.
Okay. And there's like no theme to that game, right? Like that's
Very
very.
There's a
You can't
theme
It's just like
like
fantasy. There you
that
go.
they've thrown on, but yeah, it's mainly
Was it
just
fantasy or was it?
It's fantasy.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought.
generic
That is a
fantasy.
game
Right.
that thrives on being so mechanically sound and smart.
It
The way
is,
it's
though.
put together. It's ugly as barf.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
why I'm like,
Even the board and the terrains that you're terraforming
right.
are terrible.
Who asked the question if it had the production
Me.
value? Right. Would I like it a lot more? Yes. Infinitely more.
Yeah.
I wish that it would get like small world treatment or like Coliseum treatment, get like a deluxe version. Even if it was like
Oh yeah.
ridiculously priced, I would still probably buy it. Where like each faction, each race had its own unique set of pieces and artwork and colors, and just each thing was just completely unique to each one, and that would make it just that much better.
Right.
But it
Well, we had
is mechanically the best Best
Right.
game I've
Pure,
ever played.
very, very elegant.
Well, we had that discussion on what makes a game theme or mechanics, and I mean, Chad said it the best. Theme brings you, mechanics keep you, and it's like that's true. Because if the game is good, who cares what the theme is?
Right.
Overall. All right, my number 2. Surprising no one has said this one. My number 2 is Scythe.
I just realized what it was. It's like when he said that, I was like, how did I forget about that? Go ahead.
Scythe. You're kidding. I thought it was good. I thought, oh my god, I'm actually scared now. I want to buy you dinner. Scythe, I now have the Kickstarter version, and I finally ended up buying it, did a run through for it, and it is, to me, that theme is just fantastic, and it is also one of the most mechanically solid games out there, where once again, based on your faction, none of them are too overpowered, too broken, and there's no player elimination. You're not sitting there trying to colonize and build this area or explore and have people just constantly killing your people and over and over. Because my favorite mechanic is that everything is a double-edged sword. Yes, I take your resources, but I lose population, which actually screws over my game at the end. Just everything has a good effect and a bad effect to what you're trying to do.
Have you noticed if does the red faction win more times than not?
No,
Play, really?
actually.
Every time I've played the red faction.
Because the red faction is the one where you can do the same one over and over.
Yeah.
Which inherently sounds like, well, clearly that's, but you eventually run out of money, you run out of resources, you're not moving anywhere. So moving across the board doesn't matter because you actually can't move that much anyway. So doing the same action over and over isn't that good. I have seen the black faction win a little bit more, and not for the reason you think, because they're the ones that can win through combat. They can do all 6 of their stars through combat. But you don't want to fight that much. Like, I've played like 3 or 4 games, and combat has happened maybe once each game. And I'm usually the one that starts it. Last game I played, my friend was hoarding all his resources, which you definitely don't do in that game, and I moved over one by 1 point, and immediately spent his resources. It is, and I love that theme. It's not post-apocalyptic. It's like steampunk. Steampunk.
Alternate history.
Yep, and that is such a unique theme as well. I can't think of any other game.
My favorite thing about it is that your resources stay on the board.
Yep.
Yes.
And you have to worry about hoarding your resources.
Yep.
One thing I don't like about it, and I do have a complaint about Scythe, is I do not like the fact that not your race board, but your secondary board with your abilities. I wish that they would have made all those identical. And I wish that some of the differences with that should have been on your races. Because the fact that your boards are each different means that depending on which board you get is what strategy you're locked into for that game. Because a lot of boards are more, like, each board is more efficient in one area.
That's interesting.
And the fact that you're almost streamlined you're not streamlined, you're tunneled. Because it's like, this faction only wants to do this, but this board I have makes me better at producing this time.
I see your point, and
I think that should have been built into the faction more rather than the secondary board.
I think that's inherently right at the beginning, but if you start producing, you make those things cheaper. So eventually it becomes a static thing. So if you're like, oh, it's going to cost me 4 food to recruit,
but
you can upgrade that.
I still mean though, and I see what you're saying in the long game, but either way, I feel like that balance should have been built into your faction board rather than your primary action board.
Yeah, I can see that. I wish they did a little bit more with the factions. That's a good point.
That's my complaint, is that should have been built into the other one.
I can see that. That actually, because for me, if you're going to rank, because I randomize it, no one chooses like, oh, I want to build mexes, so everyone gets what they get. To me, I have a house rule where no one ever gets to choose what they want. It's all randomized because it's like, I want to see how well you can do with what you're given. And that's the way I look at it. So it's up to the player to look at, okay, well, I really need all my mechs out, but it costs me a lot of metal to do so. Fine, I'm going to produce and make these cheaper. Or I'm going to upgrade and make these cheaper so I can do that now. So, I don't know. It's like, I mean, I understand where that's coming from, but, like, I can't wait for the flying. Oh, really?
And the more you play it, the more you notice it.
Yeah. I can't wait for the expansion, the flying.
I think the ship's expansion is going to be
It's going to be
ship's
so
expansion
cool.
has some
The
really
two
good
other,
rules in it.
Which that is actually wasn't created by the designers. That was actually
Really?
a
By fans,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Not as excited anymore.
Well, no, but they
I'm sure they worked.
It's up to it. It was the original design was.
Okay.
So these two
That
guys.
is a cool idea though, like flying factions. The other ones, invaders from afar, they have the Japanese faction. traction
Yeah.
and the other one.
Which they already had the spot before on the board.
Right. Each traction is radically different. Those two are especially different.
Yeah.
The solo game is probably
It's very
best
solid.
solo game I can think of for a board game, and it's radically different. You wouldn't expect it to be as different.
So
But
Cool Stuff has it on sale for $54 this week. Worth it?
yeah, like
I wish they had the board extension on it because it's out of.
Yeah, I can't find it anywhere. I don't
you can
want
get
it.
it off. I sent you a link where you can get it.
It's
off.
out.
Traded
It's out.
in
All the good stuff is out.
Yep,
He
I
got
have
it
it.
from me because I've
Okay.
got my Kickstarter.
Okay, but without the Kickstarter, you don't have the 3D printed resources?
No.
No.
You can buy them all.
True.
See, that would
But it's a bundle, and it's through the Stonemaier website. They sell everything that was exclusive. You can still pick it all up.
I understand, but I just.
True side story. Some
Oh, it's way better with all the Kickstarter stuff, but you don't need it. Like the game doesn't change at all, but metal coins and 3D resources, I have it all.
true side story where the guy bought the game and absolutely flipped his lid because his board was cut in half.
I was freaking out at my unboxing. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like,
Right. He didn't turn it over.
Yeah.
I just saw that this week on Board
Yeah,
Game
so
Geek.
somebody posted
Some
on.
guy was like,
There was like 180 people saying, "You idiot! Turn the board."
Why would you look at the other side? Because that was my initial thought. I was like, "What the hell is?" Oh, okay. I guess this is. I don't know.
all right, let's shut up
So-
and get to the number one.
So when
Now you're on number 2.
Here,
Oh,
sorry.
you did? I
so,
started
so before are we gonna let everybody?
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna start. We're
We're
gonna start with.
okay, I know what his is.
I think I know.
absolutely know what his is.
So who's still? So here's the thing. We're guessing everyone's number one. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna start with John. We will all say one, and then he'll say it and talk about it. Then we'll go to you, and then we'll all say ours, our guess for yours. Then you'll say it, and then
Perfect.
just go around the table. So since John was next, we'll start with your guess for him.
I had said Concordia. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he already said the one.
What was your guess?
Mysterium.
Mysterium?
I had guessed Aeon's in.
No, I don't. No. It's oh, I said Tyrants. Man, I guess no one got yours.
What was your guess for me?
Blockus.
Are you serious?
No! No, all my guesses were already gone. Everything
What
that
was it though?
Max.
Max vs. Minions?
Yeah.
Alright. My number one is Arkham Horror LCG.
Oh,
that is
you
my
really?
favorite game now.
Really?
Holy
I
shit!
can play that by
Once
myself.
I start playing it more.
I can break it out and play it with new people. I can, and even replaying the same ones, the way that they balanced it.
Ours were different when we played it. wasn't
The
it?
way they balanced
Never
it, they give you extra
Never
locations and extra things of the same type, and you shuffle the random ones in, so you're not even sure what you're getting each time. And random cultists sometimes, random things, you never know what exactly is going to happen even after you play it.
It is an LCG that is actually extremely thematic.
And
Like-
each month I get something else, and it's just going to keep growing, and I'm going to end up buying everything for it for the next 15 years, and it's going to be ridiculous. But
My favorite thing.
I love it.
I love the damage and the insanity that carries over from in the campaign
Yeah.
because it's like it gives personality
You can-
to a generic. I'm a cop, and I'm like, oh, why am I so mentally unstable? Because we made
Because of
decisions that
everything we've
screwed
been
us
through.
over.
No.
And you can play it as a standalone, just
Yeah.
break out a single standalone little scenario, or you can, it's.
I'll tell you if you want some, if you like acrylic stuff, you like my Netrunner stuff, that Team Covenant has just came out with a entire Arkham LCG
Nice.
acrylic set with all the stuff. You have to buy one of them, they'll cover for 2 people. You have to buy 2 of the sets to cover for 4 if you know. But,
That's cool.
but,
Yeah, I've got like 2 of the base set, and I'm buying 1 of each of the Mythos packs right now. I'm probably gonna end up buying a 2nd of each Mythos pack to get extra copies of each card.
Yep.
I mean, I'm getting that into it. So.
All right, I wouldn't have guessed that for your
I know.
number one though. It makes sense.
It
now.
has inched its way up there.
It's-
I love the Chaos bag.
Do you think
That is
after you
so
play-
much better than dice. I love it.
I think it's the thing. I mean, inherently it's the same thing. It's luck regardless.
It
But
is luck,
it's a different feel.
I
do
like being
it.
able to customize
I-
the
that is
randomness
cool.
of it.
I do like that too, based off the difficulty.
Based
Yeah,
off the
you just-
difficulty, you
I
can
think that's-
fine tune the difficulty to exactly the experience you want.
After you play it all, do you think it's safe? It stays your number one?
Yeah.
Really?
Because even after I played this Mythos pack,
Mhm.
there's going to be more Mythos packs.
Yeah.
They're just constantly going to be more and more
They
and more.
will pump
Plus-
them out for a while.
The sheer enjoyment that you've gotten so far.
Oh, exactly.
Do you weigh that versus, well, will I continue to enjoy it in the
Mhm.
future? Well, it doesn't
I've
matter.
already
You
loved it
enjoyed
for what I've
so
got.
much.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
Good.
That's a
Good
good
for
point.
you.
All right. So yeah, we'll have you guess for
I thought it was Netrunner.
I guess Netrunner.
Blood Rage.
Nerd Runner.
I said Shadows of Brimstone.
None of us got it?
Yeah.
It is from Days of Wonder. Does that give you any?
If you say Shadows over Camelot.
Okay, Shadows over Camelot.
Okay, good.
Ticket to Ride.
You're not gonna sit here and guess all of them.
Cargo Noir.
Small world.
No, Five Tribes.
Oh,
The game was fantastic.
I
I
never
love
played
it.
it.
Five Tribes.
Really?
You know, and when I was making this list, when I bought the game, I was like, I'm getting it because Days of Wonder, it looks family weight or whatever. But that game, I don't know what it is about it, but
I know why.
I can play it 15 times in a row. I mean, and I have all the expansions for it, which brings in the stuff. You have the different gen cards you can bring in for powers and stuff, and it's just,
It has to do with power.
it's puzzly.
Oh, it's great. It's
yeah,
amazing.
it has to be
Bruno
done.
Cathala is great.
But and they're having a new expansion that's coming out here in a couple months.
The artists or the thieves in Nakala.
Artisans are already out. Thieves are already out.
Okay.
Yeah, there's another one that's going to bring in more. It's going to bring, I can't remember what it's called, the new one that just got announced, but it's going to bring in a lot more player interaction too.
I have
Cool.
never played it.
So
It is
it's
amazing.
so-
Seems like
so
it's
good.
something we need to play.
Make sure you play it with somebody who is not AP. Like I have some friends who I will never
Well,
play
it
that
does.
game
It
with.
can get from that because you
I
have
like
to.
it.
You pick up the land full of meeples and you have to drop one off on each
So
tile. The one
It's been
you-
called.
and-
That's
and-
why I stayed away
and the
from
one,
it.
and the one
No,
you
no,
stop,
you'll love it.
and the one you
He's right.
and
It's
the
a
one you
great
stop
game.
on, you get to pick all of them up and then you
And then you activate
Yeah,
it.
it's
you
called.
activate them and
Well,
stuff.
it's
But
way
there's
better.
powers and it's each color does
It's
something.
way
One,
deeper.
you can
Okay.
kill somebody else's meeple they have sitting over there with
That's a game I regret getting rid
the,
of.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
Sure,
picked
it's not
that. It's
out
never
of stock.
ever mentioned
I
it.
know, that's what I'm telling you.
Part of it is Mancala, but as far as
Everything else.
And then
you're picking out what tile you want to get to
Okay.
use the power
And
on
you get
that
the gen
tile.
cards, the genie cards,
Mhm.
and those you just
There's like what 5 ways to score points. or
tons of
more.
different
I mean, it's
powers that are really powerful.
Okay.
You get little card set collection because you get these little items when the green ones I think are what you can pick because there's a row of all these items out here and you get to choose from those depending on how many green meeples you got that time and then you have a set collection so if you have a set of 8 different things it's worth 60 points at the end of the game or
Okay.
whatever so it just mixes a bunch of stuff and it's above and beyond.
So we'll have to play that. We'll also have to play Terra Mystica.
I can bring it sometime.
Awesome.
Sometimes it'll be
Awesome.
Shad's number 1, I guessed Shadows of Brimstone.
I originally said Say Bye, but after listening to your list, I now know a little bit more about your gaming. I'm gonna guess Last Night on Earth.
So you say, I know what it is.
Can I? Are you gonna
Yes, yes.
Guess,
John,
John.
you guys
I thought for him it was Fortune and Glory because literally we were sitting there playing Fortune and Glory. And he
My-
literally
this is
said,
my favorite
"This is my favorite game I own, and I never get to play
I
it."
can't wait to do Seth's top 10.
Before I erased the choice, I had 2 choices for you. I had Fortune and Glory and this one, so I'm glad I got rid of Fortune and Glory. Because I picked Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Sentinels of the Multiverse.
it's totally Sentinels.
Okay,
Wow.
that was
I knew it.
Greater Than Games. It's a superhero card game.
It is way better.
I like Sentinels.
Sentinels
You like
is,
superheroes.
is amazing. The setting's great. If I could only keep one game out of my collection, it would be Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Why not just get ANZ?
Because Sentinels is better.
He's playing it now.
I just picture your
it's-
collection. I was like,
Yeah,
I
it's
almost
not a
put
deck builder. Every character plays completely differently.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
And every villain plays completely differently, and every environment's different, and there's just an infinite number of possibilities.
Yes.
It's just so clunky to me. I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
I like
It's so
the app
For
now.
me, the
Like,
app
I-
would
when I-
help.
when I bought the app.
You have to, even though you love it, you have to, that game is fiddly. That may be the fiddliest game in the world.
Probably not for him anymore. It's
It
played it
depends
so
on the
much.
setup, yeah.
Right.
Once I bought the app to play the game with the app, I
Your turn.
I don't have the physical board game anymore because I bought that because I never played it. Because my family
Yeah, I
didn't
have
like
the-
it, so I bought the
I
app. That's how I
have
play
it
it now. So
Yeah. Great
Get
choice.
the app and we can play
Never played it.
multiplayer.
I know, but they don't have it on iOS S or iOS.
No, I know,
iOS.
my-
yeah, it's iOS. That's how I have it.
Alright, so
So that's what.
I
3
hope
times
all
a day you're
5
wrong?
of you guess this.
Huh?
I said I hope all 5 of you guess
Well, I don't
this.
know you very well, so I didn't like.
Well, I hate you, so. So my guess one
Really?
is innovation.
Innovation.
I said Descent 2.0 because I know how much you love it.
I put Pandemic Legacy because that's the only game I've ever seen you play besides Material One.
I put Terra Mystica, so.
So Chad got close. The greatest thematic game ever made, and I'm very biased to this, is Firefly the game.
Oh wow.
I do like
It's not a
Firefly.
I like the game.
That's a good
The
one.
game was great.
I love it, but it does feel like a
Takes a
solo
long time.
game in a way.
Even if-
it's best with 2 players.
Right,
really
even if
is.
you're playing it as a solo campaign with the limited player interaction,
It's
the,
so
the,
fun.
the theme is there. You've got, this is what I'm trying to do. There are small things that can, throw a kink in your plan. But as far as playing a story and this is what I want to do to accomplish my goal,
And you play with everything.
we
Oh,
have
every
everything.
sign,
I
blue
bought everything
sign.
up to the
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda with the vinyl mat. So,
Yeah, it's
and
awesome.
You can
It
never
just
say
takes
innovation
forever.
is a good game.
Whatever.
Even on your top 10, you really rave about it. I'm so sad.
I got to see Summer Glau last week, or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
She's purdy.
All right, we're actually going to skip me because I have a bet with Brad, so we're going to jump to Chad.
Chad.
And so start with it.
Okay.
We're not going to guess it. I mean,
No,
I said War or BattleCon, the War of the N9, Devastation of the N9, because that's what I assumed would be your number one.
he doesn't like any more because I beat him.
Right.
I picked Marvel Legendary.
I also said Marvel Legendary.
Yeah.
Blood Bowl.
Komet. Komet was my guess.
No, this is why I say this is one that I don't even think is a great game. It's
Oh.
a strictly sentimental pick.
So it is Komet.
No, it's just a classic
They're with your last
trick-taking
3
game.
subscribers.
Pitch.
Pitch, like the pitch card?
No,
No.
Pitch.
Oh,
It's a card
pitch
game.
card
Oh,
game.
okay.
You just use a regular deck of cards?
Yeah, it's you all would probably hate it. Okay, although there's a lot of strategy to it.
I think I've played it before.
Oh,
My wife loves that game.
yeah, it's strictly just because it's my family's game of choice. And I don't mean my immediate family, it's generational, dating all the way back to my great-grandparents. And I was always kept at the kids' table. You never got to play pitch, but it was like whenever you had made it, you graduated
It was a
to
rite
the
of
game.
passage.
It was, it's a rite of passage. And still to this day, I can still play with my grandma, and it's totally sentimental, but I will always hold that game. I bitch about it because it's the only thing they ever want to play.
So I was right. It was more questy than.
Yeah.
Oh
Battletech.
Lord, it is. and I'll say you can win and never do anything. It requires very little skill. It's just
Is it a deck of cards?
yeah, it's a regular deck
Really?
of cards.
Only deck of cards game I'm actually good at is Rummy. And so,
I've never even played Rummy, believe it or not. But no, it's pitch.
And you call yourself a board gamer.
all right, this is the moment of truth. So we're actually gonna, because,
He has a pretty good idea too, so you have to do with it.
yeah, no, we're going this way. So what's your guess for me? We're gonna go like this way. Or no, we're gonna
Go
weird.
that way.
All right, what's your guess for me?
My guess for you was Innis.
I was gonna say this.
You.
Don't say it because I
I
already
don't
told him
know.
what I picked.
I don't know.
You don't.
But now upon hearing his theory, now I know.
All right.
Talisman.
That's what I was gonna say too.
What the fuck? Sorry.
Talisman. Okay, I would have never said that until we had dinner a couple of weeks ago, and I went telling you about how much I hated that game.
Oh
And your
yeah.
eyes lit up, and there were angels singing in the background. You said that was your very first game,
Yep.
and you told me the whole story about how you got it.
Yep.
That was how I was like, oh, now it makes sense. And come on, yes.
I have no idea how you
I don't know how you
Well,
would
here's the
guess
deal.
that.
Because you asked me if I'd watched your video, right?
Yeah.
I hadn't.
Okay.
Before I made this guess. Now I did go to BGG.
Oh, so you looked at my.
And, so that's why I'm not collecting on the bet.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it would be funny to,
See, I was gonna ask. I was like, no, I'm not gonna ask if he went on my board game geek account. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't know I have one. That's you suck. So you cheated. So it doesn't count.
you never talked about
But I
it.
didn't cheat, I knew it.
He didn't cheat, but you've been to my house, and
Right.
I think I've talked
You
about
remember
it.
you asked me, did I ever say it on the thread? Or did you watch my video?
That's
I
true.
did not.
That is true.
I
So-
did get online and stalk it a little bit.
So
So why is this game
Well-
your favorite?
He likes Monopoly.
it is Fantasy Monopoly, but it was my very first game, and
A sentimental pick.
yes, and that is really
Seth has a heart.
Scythe would have been my number one, if not for Talisman being so sentimental. But it is the epitome of a fantasy game. Like, if you think of fantasy, that is what it is. And yeah, it's roll and move, but you have you have to play with all the expansions, and it's just so much to it that it's so random. It's one of those games that
I would say the expansions help with the randomness.
They
quite a
do.
bit.
They do. They add more theme. I've done the top 10 for expansions. I've done like everything for this game, and it's so much fun for me. And one of my favorite aspects of it is the fact that you could have a runaway winner, someone that all the luck just happens to go for them, and they can just die, and they start all over, and it's like, yeah, I have a chance now.
That's why I hate it, because you can spend all this time playing it, boom, yay, we can start all over.
Yeah, I played it and didn't really care for it just because of the roll and stuff. So I was like, well, I'm gonna try Relic, you know,
It's the
because
same thing.
I was like maybe a different theme and stuff. But didn't do much.
I don't really care for Relic mainly also because of
Right.
the theme, but I don't know. I love Talisman. I have everything for it. I'm
And it
very
was your
sad.
number one because of the literal shrine you have set up in your game shelf.
Pretty much, yeah. There's that, and the Games Workshop Fantasy Flight breakup was very sad for me because I'm like,
There must be something to it though, because that game has made an appearance on Big Bang Theory like 6 or 7 times. They're always
It's-
playing
Oh,
Talisman.
I like Talisman a lot. I remember back in college, just playing it all day with my buddies. Like,
Yeah.
And I have the new version, play with my kids all the time.
it's
I bought the new
60
version.
different,
Haven't-
radically different
It's
characters.
one
to
of
play
those
as.
that I would call more an activity than an actual session because there's no skill to it. But
No,
it's
that's true.
still a blast.
That's true.
You're along
right.
for the ride, but you're having fun while you're playing.
No, I will
Yeah.
say I
I mean-
enjoy the iOS port of it.
See, I actually don't, but that's because
it's faster.
Right.
You know,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I completely
But
understand.
you're along for the ride,
Yeah.
and you're just having a blast while you're playing, and it's more thematic and more what's happening to you than whether you win or not. And,
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that you're not trying to win, but it's
Well, you are.
more along the
But,
way of what's
yeah.
happening.
They have alternative endings that can be hidden to where once you get to the middle, it's radically different, changes the game, or revealed ones that actually give everyone a goal. Unlike Runebound, the 3rd edition anyway, there's actually player interactions, so I can actually hunt you down. There's so many expansions and stuff to it.
But roll to move just kills me with so many.
That's true. There
games.
is
It
roll to
sucks.
move, but by the time you get items and followers, then it's like
And then
Yeah, you
also
still technically
playing the
roll
optional
to
roll
move.
of being able to move less than of what you've rolled.
Yeah.
Also
That's
makes a
what
big
I do
difference
with my
too.
kids, yeah.
Yep. And yeah, I wish every character had like a set speed. If you're
Right.
a troll, but that would kind of suck because then you'll never get anywhere. If you're a big guy, you can
Or
move
at
2
least,
spaces.
well, it might sound strange, but at least have like 4 unique dice that have different pips on them.
Yeah.
4 different movement speeds.
Yeah,
And each character type might roll a different colored dice based off of their
Right.
movement type.
it's an archaic setting or archaic game
And I mean, that's something that even
mechanic.
Flying Frog could do and learn from.
But
Instead of just a generic 6-sided dice to literally move a 5 movement difference on that dice roll is
Right.
just too much.
no, I agree. But that's my number one. And I'm not buying you dinner.
I know.
Because if you
What
had,
about me?
yeah, I know you weren't in on the bet.
Well,
If you had
the
legit.
plan- I told him just a little bit ago because he pulled a nice little prank on me. I showed up and was waiting on you. I went to the restroom, or no, he went to he was in the restroom. I was gonna go, and then I walked and was looking at games. I come back and Unfair's gone, like missing off the table. And
I was at the game store.
He was at the game store and he had hit it.
Oh really?
And I was like, which little son of a bitch. But anyway, I told him
Oh
what I thought
really?
the number one was. He's like, well, I was just saying.
And now
you know,
that triggered that conversation.
Conversation we
You
had.
know what? Nobody picked any really bad games. We didn't have any real disagreements.
No.
besides
No.
D&D.
No one said command. I'm very surprised.
No, I really haven't got to play that enough to love it.
Yeah, most of the
Matt?
games. We had like almost no crossover, honestly,
Nice.
as well. Very few crossover.
I'd rather play Comet than Chaos.
I would prefer to play
I'd
Chaos. any
rather
day.
play Chaos.
Especially with the expansion.
Yeah.
And the extra pyramid.
Oh no, Chaos with the expansion.
Oh, I
That's
was
where it's at.
talking-
I hate the horned rat though. He just
It's not a god.
his rules are just a little too clunky for that smooth of a game. Because the rest of the game just flows real well, and the way that the rats move around and it's just not as intuitive.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't design the game with the intent of adding him later.
Yeah, I don't think they
Right, right. Talisman was actually my number one last time too, but I really debated making Scythe my number one.
I'm surprised about Scythe being that high for you, though.
It's
I'm surprised Tyrants wasn't on your list.
Haven't played it enough, and deck builders still like. It's a good deck builder, and I really like it, but I played it once.
As number one games, though, we had the conversation in chat the other day about which is more important, theme or mechanics. But as the number one games that we've listed today,
Mine are on
they're,
mechanics.
they're sentimental to hold that top spot.
Yeah,
I mean, Firefly is not the most mechanically sound game
Right.
I've ever played,
And
but thematically, it's my
a trained
favorite
monkey
thing.
could win that.
yeah, no, and that's
Yeah,
true. We didn't even think about like how because you had to be objective. Like if I made an objective list of like cutting motion out of it, then I mean half these games probably wouldn't actually be on it. But that's it, everyone. That is all of our top 10s. I hope you enjoyed. Let us know what your top 10 games are in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.
Bye!
Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you want to support us, you can go ahead and click that link to go to my Patreon account. If you have any suggestions, you can go ahead and click the link in the show notes below to go to my Board Game Geek list. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.